A grandmother from Texas helping survivors after deadly floods makes today's Dean's List. Dondi Person lives a few miles away from the Guadalupe River, where tragedy struck and took many lives from the community she knows and loves. Dondi wanted to do something, and it began with picking up belongings that were lost. She began a Facebook group called Found on the Guadalupe River, which quickly grew to more than 20,000 members. It became a way to share photos of things people were finding, like shoes, clothing, and jewelry. A teacher recognized her necklace, while another woman spotted her missing clothes. Dondi even found a lost cat named Samson a home 2 weeks after the flood, thanks to the power of social media. Dondi and a team of volunteers sort, clean, and preserve everything and label them, treating everything with care. She says she wants to bring comfort to those who have lost so much and remind others the power of kindness. Janice Dean, Fox News.
This is a Fox News alert. Flags are at half-staff at the White House on Lisa Brady. President Trump ordering flags lowered to honor the victims of what he calls senseless acts of violence in Minneapolis after a deadly attack on Catholic school students in church.
A gunman armed with a rifle, shotgun, and pistol approached the outside of Annunciation Church, where Catholic school students and worshipers gathered for a morning prayer, opening fire from the outside of the building into windows, killing an 8- and 10-year-old and injuring 17 others, some critically.
The sheer cruelty and cowardice of firing into a church full of children is absolutely incomprehensible.
Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara, dozens of rounds fired onto the Catholic prayer service before the gunman killed himself. The scene still surrounded by local state police, the ATF, and FBI, who are seeking answers.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. One hospital has 7 critical patients. Sources telling Fox the shooter is identified as Robin Westman, who was born Robert Westman. Court documents show Westman petitioned for a name change in 2019. One document cites the reason as, quote, minor child identifies as female and wants her name to reflect the identification. The Minnesota Star Tribune is reporting that Westman's mother once worked at Annunciation School. The FDA approving updated COVID shots, but they may not be as widely available, now automatically cleared for older Americans.
And what the FDA is actually saying is over 65, go get a COVID shot if you want. Under 65, we either want you to have a pre-existing condition or we want a physician in the loop. And one of the things that happened during the COVID pandemic is that we physicians were not exactly as much in the loop.
Fox News senior medical analyst Dr. Mark Siegel says this gives decision-making back to patients and doctors. America is listening to Fox News.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there's lots of places that also have it. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every single second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock specialist is going to help solve the identity theft issues, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/policy. That's ethos.com/policy.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Weapons of war, my foot. Already here it goes. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. How's it going? With Pete Davis, sidekick, producer, sports raconteur extraordinaire, and the mechanical mangler at your controls, as always. It's Flounders Hump Day. It's sunny and cooler. Man, I'm loving this. I turned off my air conditioning last night, said that I'm just going to turn it off for a while, see what happens.
Why have you had it on?
Because it's 97 degrees where I live. It's been hot. I mean, believe me, if it's, I love when you do this, but because I was hot. Why do you have it on? Well, because I was hot. I mean, anyway, I don't have it on anymore. And again, I don't know what's going on. I mean, the whole system may be screwed up, but anyway, so it's kind of a nice change. Anyway, the school shooting business, and here we go. The issue is the tranny. The issue is not weapons of war, my God. And by the way, still, they're saying gunman identified with 2 names. He's a tranny. I mean,
freak.
God.
Murderer, coward.
Yeah,
coward.
On Fox News app, on New York Post app, they're all, gunman took his own life, their own life. Now they're using the word they.
The Fox News update that was just on our radio station said he was trans.
Oh, it did say that? I didn't hear the word trans. I heard that he had 2 names.
That he changed his name and he identified as a.
I didn't hear him say he identified as. I did not hear him say that. Yeah. Well, good. Good. It's about time, but all day long, no one said that until just now. Finally. I mean, and the Democrats are already saying weapons. You can't have weapons of war in America. Well, those aren't weapons of war. The weapons he had are not the weapons you use in war. For one thing. Plus, anyway, it's meaningless, stupid. Okay, all right. And I don't, God, here we go. And, so we'll try to make sense of it.
How many going to happen before we do what we're supposed to do? Yeah. As soon as one of these tranny freak child murderers gets online and starts talking about killing somebody, round them up, put them in the mental hospital, and throw away the key. Right. Because they're already mentally ill. Yeah. We know that. I'm sorry. Let's not beat around the bush. They're mentally ill, and when they start spouting violence...
Here's what's even worse about this. But it was Hakeem Jeffries who said the first thing he said to reaction was, "There's no place for weapons of war in America," which is beside the point. And the point is, your Democrat policies and your enabling allowed this to happen. Yeah. You Democrats with your policies of they, them, and any gender, and you can be a freaking donut if you want to, or a freaking furry. You can be a bunny rabbit in school if you want to, and you have to have tranny concerts for little boys and girls to say, well, it may look funny, but it's really okay. You should try it too. I mean, this is unfreaking believable. It's the Democrat liberal, the Democrats who fell victim to the freaking socialist screwballs in this country that left the Democrat Party leave their roots. The Democrat Party used to be a legitimate organization that believed in union power and, just basic stuff like working man, things like that. That's gone. That's out the freaking window. You Democrats have allowed your party to be taken over by perverts and freaks, and this is what you get. You made this happen. You think that you are telling people in schools that being a tranny is okay, and if you're a tranny and you're picked on, you're the victim.
Yeah.
And you need to do something about it. It's not right that you get picked on because you're just like everybody else and you have the right to da. Well, no, you don't. You're a human being and you have human being rights, but you don't have the right to do stuff like this. And you freaking Democrats have been enabling things like this before Biden, when you started attacking Donald Trump and then you went over the cliff. That's what started it.
They've been coddled by the Democratic Party. They've been coddled by their parents. They've been coddled by their teachers. Yep. And the doctors and the medical centers have taken advantage of this. They're mentally ill. They need help. And now they think they're above the law because they're victims. They've been told they're victims. And now they're going to act like victims. The problem is victims, it doesn't allow you to murder children.
And
this society allows you to be anything you want. You just pointed it out.
Right.
You can be anything you want. You're not a victim.
Right.
So why are you killing and then showing up as a coward and killing children? Why is it always children?
Well, in fact, the first thing I thought of when I heard about this was, before we knew that this was a tranny, I thought it might have been a more of a religious thing because he barricaded the doors from the outside and then used his rifle, and he had a rifle, a shotgun, and pistol, and apparently used them all. But, to shoot through the stained glass windows of Jesus and Mary and the saints and the apostles. I mean, talk about a symbolic effort to shatter the glass of the religious leaders into the church to kill children praying. I mean, my God, if that isn't a religious thing. And then
it was in Nashville.
It
was the same thing in Nashville. Yeah. And you know what he learned? He learned because they've always told these teachers and everybody to barricade the door to keep them from coming in. Well, so he learned from that. Yeah. He barricaded them in and then went around and shot them through the damn windows.
Yeah. He used 2x4s to block the doors. But again, the symbolism of shooting through the stained glass windows from the outside to penetrate. And use exactly. I mean, there's no other way to put about it. There had to be signs. There had to be warnings. There had to, these freaking enablers. There's no way that no one knew anything about this, including when he was 17, he went for a name change to become a girl's name, and no one said anything. I mean, I'm not blaming the parents. I don't know who to blame for anything except him. But, I mean, this is bullcrap. I mean, this is, children murdered. An 8 and a 10-year-old are dead forever.
Another tranny freak doing it in a religious aspect.
Yeah. In a church.
And you're not a victim. Yeah, this society allows you to be anything. If you want to be a woman when you're a man, and man when you're a woman, when you never will be. But we'll look the other way. We don't care as long as you're not hurting anybody. You're never the victim. You always make others the victim.
Yeah. You know, the difference is if you have a medical problem or a disease problem. When I had cancer, I didn't consider myself a victim. I considered myself a patient. I considered myself someone who needed treatment. Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't say, "Oh my God, I'm poor." You know, I mean, that's just, I need to get treatment. You're not a victim. You're a patient. You're someone who needs attention. The same thing with these people. They're not victims. They're people who need attention. And by the way, I feel bad for him. If you honestly believe that you're a boy and you really honestly believe that you're a girl and you're trapped in the wrong thing, it must be a nightmare. It must be horrible. I mean, if it's really truly true, your mind screwed up like that, it's got to be a nightmare. I feel bad for you, and I think you should get help. And I think there should be whatever, but you can't. I mean, this is nonsense. When you keep getting enabled, that's why the Democrats thought it was okay to try to murder Donald Trump by shooting him in the face.
They still do. That's good.
I mean,
Gavin Newsom making fun of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And a man died protecting his family at that. And Gavin Newsom is making fun of it.
Yeah. It's the devil at work, these people. Honestly, anyways, so we'll talk. We'll talk a lot. I'd love to hear your comments, by the way. And again, what more can you say? And the Democrat Party enabled this to happen, allowed this to happen, and then they have the balls to come out today and blame guns. And by the way, it wasn't weapons of war. I don't know. I haven't even seen a modern today's weapon of war, but I know it isn't what this guy was carrying. Anyways, I mean, they just do that to pretend that it's a warlike thing from you, right-wing conservative gun nuts who are responsible for this, when instead it's the Democrats responsible for this and the socialism that's taken over control of this country to tell this boy that he's a victim and he needs to lash. The only thing he can do is kill other people, including children in church, and then himself. Unbelievable. That he could have found help. There could have been help for this kid at some point.
If his mother worked there, maybe there's something else personal involved there with it as well, that he wanted to get back at the place for something.
Yeah, but there had to be. I mean, someone had to have said, now, wait a minute, hold on. Robert, okay, you want to be right? Hold everything. This is a sign that we need to give you some help. And it didn't happen. And that's not to blame somebody else, but again, still, the issue is not weapons of war. Yeah,
it's okay that he was doing that. It's not okay. You're mentally ill. Right. He needs help.
You can do anything you want, and you have the right to be a tranny. And you do, but again, that's not the answer. And that's not the way to handle it. All right. 312, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Our number is 404-741-1230. I got a billion. We'll talk about that a lot. And Cracker Barrel caved. Although, did they really? They're going back to the old symbol, but I wonder whether they're going to change the pegboard. That'll be the key. If they go back to the old pegboard, then we'll say, okay. If they don't, then it's just, we'll change the symbol outside. I mean, put it back on the menu, the logo. If they change the pegboard again and show that they've really, changed and go back to the old country style, we'll see. Put rocking chairs out there, we'll see. Anyway, so we got that going for us. Also, we got more on people with the ICE attacks and so forth. And Nancy Mace, I love that girl. She is that woman is a hot dog. And the whistleblowers and Wisconsin. Oh man, did you see how sorry about the Wisconsin father faked his death to be with his girlfriend overseas? They met online. Yowie. And some weird advice on how to save your marriage. I think it's just nonsense. It's modern day crap. Good Lord. 3:13. It's Hump Day. How you doing? Join us if you want. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3, the FAM of Atlanta. FAM.
Extra 106.3 app is your live connection to the station, streaming free across Georgia. But it's also loaded with all our original shows and podcasts. Listen to exclusive shows from Janelle King, Ben Burnett, and so many more. Grab the Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Good morning, Mike. What you eating?
You gotta try this.
I can hear you crunching from the next cube over.
This is amazing. I just discovered it this weekend at Lidl. It's Greek Goddess Gourmet Granola. They were sampling it. So I tried it. Then I bought 6 bags.
Wow. Is it cereal?
Can be. Or an amazing trail mix. It's great for a meal or a snack.
What's in it?
Well, they have 2 flavors, maple oat and harvest nut, which is my favorite. It's made with whole grain oats, almonds, pecans, raisins, coconut, and the sweet taste of pure maple syrup. Maple oat is a simpler take on their delicious granola. It's got wholesome oats, plump raisins, coconut, and maple syrup.
That sounds healthy and delicious.
That's why I can't stop crunching, Susan.
Greek Goddess Gourmet Granola. It's a breakfast or on-the-go snack you can feel good about. It's dairy-free and gluten-free, and with only 2 grams of added sugar per serving, even your belly will love it. Pick some up at Lidl, Amazon, GreekGoddessGourmet.com, or at specialty stores near you.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Now, I know there are plenty of HVAC companies out there, but let me tell you why Central Heating and Air Conditioning stands out from the rest. These days, it's hard to tell who's on first. Everybody wants to play. Many of the local HVAC companies, though, have been sold to large conglomerates. And some are even coming back under new names. But at Central Heating and Air Conditioning, they never left the field. They've been your hometown team since 1947. And their dedication to our community has never wavered. They are the grand slam you can count on. Central's team of experts know the game inside and out, delivering dependable service and personalized solutions every time. So don't get caught off base. Choose the HVAC team that's always been in the game. Get Carrier products, Carrier warranty, and Carrier peace of mind. Turn to your Atlanta Carrier experts. Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Call them today, 770-GET-HEAT, or visit them online at centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check them out online at atlturfco.com.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a 3rd-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Military veterans are eager to transfer their skills and experiences to civilian life, but lack trusted connections to expedite their path to success. That is, until they meet the Warrior Alliance. The Warrior Alliance goes the extra mile to reach veterans in their communities so they do not have to take this journey alone. With over 40 partners across 10 service areas, your donation goes a long way toward achieving maximum impact for a veteran and their family. Go to thewarrioralliance.org to donate today and commit to helping the Warrior Alliance change thousands of lives for the better.
Thinking about going electric? Now's the time to make your move. At Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, limited time incentives on select Ford EVs are available now, but only through September 30th, 2025.
That means if you've had your eye on an electric vehicle, this could be your last chance to save thousands of dollars. Whether it's the all-electric F-150 Lightning, the head-turning Mustang Mach-E, or something in between, now's the time to plug in and move forward.
Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs makes the switch easy with expert guidance, flexible financing, and a friendly team ready to help you every step of the way.
Don't wait. Visit them just 4 miles north of 285 on Roswell Road or head to jimellisford.com to learn more. But hurry, these savings disappear after September 30th.
Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, where you can always expect the best.
All right, here we go. This is very loud. What? Easy way out, baby. It was 2024, almost 15 years to the date of their split up in 2009. This day last year, 2 days before the 30th anniversary of their debut album, Definitely Maybe, Oasis announced they would reform for performances in the UK and Ireland in July and August of this year. They said the guns have fallen silent, the stars have aligned, the great wait is over. Come see, it will not be televised, said Oasis. So have they done it? I guess they must have. July and August are passing. So anyway, Oasis.
Yes, they're in Canada right now on the tour.
There you go. And now, is that a big deal?
It's huge.
A huge deal? Wow. You know, I couldn't name one of their. I mean, I know them, but I don't think I know a single. I couldn't name a single song. I'll bet you. In fact, I know I can't. Anyway, well, here we go. Everybody's welcome here, people. All right, Kimber Payne Flounder. I don't know. Birthday list includes Aaron Paul, 46 years old, Jesse on Breaking Bad. And it says here the voice of asexual Todd Chavez on BoJack Horseman. What the heck is that? BoJack Horseman? You ever heard of that? Anybody? No.
It's a cartoon.
A cartoon? Good Lord. So he went from being a major star on Breaking Bad to doing cartoon voices. All right, well, he's working. And on this day in history, I love stories about little people who say, oh, yeah, try this. On this day in 1859, drilled near Titusville, Pennsylvania by Edwin Drake, America's first successful oil well. Edwin Drake pioneered the use of pipes to drill oil. He devised the idea to drive a pipe into the ground to prevent the drill hole from collapsing. Until then, oil production was limited to collecting oil that was collected on the surface of the land. The ability to drill for oil launched the oil industry. The drilling of Drake's first well was slow, progressed about 3 feet a day. Crowds would gather watching him do this thing in the ground with pipes, and they would jeer at his well, calling it Drake's Folly. He drilled down, this is 1859, he drilled down 69 and a half feet and struck oil, which was then hand-pumped out of his well. Unfortunately, while others grew rich from the oil industry that he started, Edwin Drake died broke. And he started it in 1859.
And he saved whatever wells were left because they were using well oil before that.
Oh, is that what it was? I did not know that. Unbelievable. Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, that's right. That's 322, Kimber Payne and Flounder. And by the way, speaking of the tranny thing and the school shooter and so forth who killed himself, I heard this the other day, and I wrote it down and forgot to mention it. Apparently now, with Uber, they've had so many problems some problems with beatings and muggings and shooting and stuff with drivers and so on like that. Apparently now, I heard a story that Uber now is offering women in particular a specific Uber driver if they so choose. If they want a girl driver, if they want a gay driver, and I heard him say if they want a trans driver. So talk about enabling. Now, that's what I heard. I don't know whether that's true or not. But again, and it's nice that, if you're a woman and you're afraid of getting with a man driver with a taxi, although, since taxis were first done, 1920, there have been male taxi drivers, so, all of a sudden now you can't trust a man in a car ride anymore for money, a taxi or service. So anyway, if you want a girl driver, you can ask for a girl driver, and I'll bet you it's going to cost you a crap load more, but you can do it. And if you want a tranny, we'll see. I don't know whether that's, anyway. Boom. Wow, we got. Oh, in fact, until before I forget, just put it on Facebook and YouTube this morning. Atlanta Al Jazeera Constitution, the AJC today. This is what makes me nuts, and people reacted saying, "Why are you paying $700 a year for this newspaper?" I think it's almost $700 a year. And it's, honestly, it's just because I'm old and it's a habit, and I like having the morning paper. And I know it's stupid, it's silly. I'm wasting money because there's nothing in here that I don't know or couldn't look up. Although I did not know the Dogwood Festival's on the brink of closure. If they don't they used to drew 200,000 people a year to Piedmont Park, and now they need $250,000. And if they don't get it by November, they're done. No more Dogwood Festival. And if people don't,
no one's safe. You don't feel safe.
That's right. You could do something about it, and it's too late. These freaking woke people, well, let's not have any cops patrolling. Well, you want to feel safe with cops patrolling, or do you want to feel better that you don't have any of those damn uniformed people walking around with guns? We're idiots. You freaking idiots. Okay, anyway, so here's the front page of the paper. Al Jazeera Constitution. I put it on Facebook and YouTube. Will Atlanta be spared from Trump's takeover of cities? Democrat-led cities with black mayors are at the top of the president's list for federal intervention. Democrat cities with black mayors are at the top. No. Crime cities are at the top. It turns out that the crime cities are Democrat cities, one. And number two, it turns out that the Democrat crime cities are run by black men or women. Ta-da! Washington, New York, Baltimore, Chicago, Atlanta. Come on, people. Let's keep going. Probably Seattle, Portland. They have some, minority something. I'm telling you, this is nonsense. And for this newspaper to say Donald Trump is going after black Democrats. Talk about racist. This is saying he's still a racist and a dictator. They're still trying to get him killed. Well, this newspaper is among the people telling you that Donald Trump is a racist and a dictator going after black mayors in America, which is a bunch of crap. Shame on you.
Do a study asking why so many black-led cities are pieces of crap now.
Right. Or do a blind study. Just say, where are the cities that have the worst crime? Name the cities and then see who's in charge, who got elected, what are the voting bases. It's boom, bomb, boom, Democrats.
How long they've been in charge?
Go backwards. The problem is crime, and then go crime, and then who's responsible, who's the mayor, who elected him, how about the city council, how about county commissions? Boom, bam, pow. Atlanta, Georgia, Fulton County, come on, you're killing me.
Your statistics are racist, Kimmer.
That's what I'm saying. But they're true. By the way, numbers can't be racist. Numbers are not racist. If they have feelings.
They are.
They're taking this personally? Oh, my God. And by the way, here we go. Speaking of trannies, here in another case. And it's going the wrong way. And this is you enablers. This just doesn't make any freaking sense. A U.S. district judge in Wyoming, or in a Wyoming case, has said that the University of Wyoming students' lawsuit against their sorority for letting a man join their girls' sorority, the judge said, no, you have to keep the boy in there because the sorority and the university define your gender as anything you want. It's a Kappa Gamma members sorority sued for the second time the University of Wyoming because they let a boy be in the sorority. And the judge said your citation's definition of women under President Donald Trump's executive order means nothing. So, no, he said human females, adding he did not even understand what that description meant by Donald Trump. We're not entirely sure what it means, not having a degree in biology. I swear to God, the judge said that. I'm not sure what Donald Trump's order meant, not having a degree in biology. Unquote.
Remove from the bench.
God almighty. And again, and for the record, the girls, the females, I'm calling them girls, they're college girls, I'm sorry. College female adults, they're college girls. And the college girls in one scenario complained that this guy's name is Langford. His name is, I don't even know, somebody Langford. Artemis Langford's a boy. And they complained that Artemis went into, was watching the girls' sorority members, and let's say that they could tell that he was pretty excited about it because it was like Captain Standish reporting for duty. It was like, he was building a skyscraper right there in front of him. It was a way to tell he was visibly excited. He was like doing his own standing ovation, ladies and gentlemen. It was disgusting. Up goes the old drawbridge, my people. It was just one thing after another they're complaining about this guy in front of everybody. My God, man. And again, it's a tranny. And the judge says, yeah, you got him let be a tranny in front of the girls.
He came out holding a towel, and he had 2 cups of coffee in his hand. So,
and was hanging his hat at the same time. Hey, ho, wow. Seriously, the guys get horny in front of watching the girls in the sorority. And so they're supposed to say that's okay? Seriously. Honestly,
it's sanity.
I can't believe it. I literally can't believe that a federal judge says, well, they say if he thinks he's a girl, he's a girl. It's just, I honestly can't believe it. College. They're still dealing with stuff like this in college.
Well, we used to deal with things ourselves.
Yeah, I'm honestly, this in the Marine Corps, you give a blanket party. You square more real fast. I'm surprised there isn't some kind of hazing by the women. You cross women these days in American society. I'm surprised they haven't taken the things in their own hands, so to speak. Of course, this is just nonsense.
They've seen the media, they've seen the corporations, they've seen the government turn their backs on women and not protect them.
Yeah.
So they're afraid.
Yeah, but it's a federal. Federal judges are saying these things. A boy all excited with his girls in the sorority, and they tried to get him out, and they said, no, he can't. He has to stay. So there goes that sorority. They start your own again, but again, he could join anything. He could go where they go. If all those girls quit and form their own society, he could go and join theirs again. Or try.
He's cosplaying as a woman.
Yeah, that's right.
What he's doing.
Yeah.
He's making it a joke. All I got to do is put on some lipstick and a dress, and poof, I'm a woman.
Yeah. Well, and here we go, and we were still talking about track and field cases and stuff like that. And then Cracker Barrel, now Chief McDonald Live. We'll talk about that again here in a second. It's 3:30 already. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Our number is 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We have tweets coming up. We have Holy Crap at Sports. We have Flounder's Funnies, your calls and stuff, and a lot of newsy things going on here. The Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Happy hump day. Look out.
Extra 106.3 is Atlanta's home for NASCAR, and we have live races every weekend from across the country. Check out extra1063.com for the full schedule and join us this weekend for live NASCAR action.
Hey, hold on a minute. You need windows? I got your windows. Peach State. Well, I don't have Peach State Windows. Jeff and his wife, I knew him 25 years ago, first worked with them. Peach State Windows. Man, they got the vinyl, double hung, big time Charlie energy, nothing leaking in there type stuff. And also, everything's designed for what you need for your home, new or old or whatever. They have financing plans starting at, 0%. And by the way, I'm a Hardy Plank fan. And when I talked to them 25 years ago, so were they. But they have, if you need siding, they take care of that too with their big time Charlie in it. Check them out for yourself, peachstatewindows.com.
Welcome to Willie's Wings, home of the secret sauce.
I'll take a dozen wings. Oh, by the way, I love that sauce. What's in it?
Can't tell you.
Why not?
It's a secret.
While many financial advisors claim to have the secret sauce, they don't. In fact, if their sauce is so good, why are they keeping it a secret? Evan Ward of Atlas Retirement doesn't keep anything a secret. He knows there's much more to retirement planning than stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. Evan will develop a strategy designed specifically for you. It's your own secret sauce for retirement. Call Evan Ward at Atlas Retirement to schedule your personal portfolio x-ray today. Call 678-252-5224. That's 678-252-5224. Or online at atlasretirement.net.
Fine, you want to know what's in the sauce?
Absolutely.
Tablespoon of paprika.
Really?
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
You protect your physical health by choosing your doctors carefully. Protect your financial health by choosing an attorney carefully. An accident can be very costly. You want to receive the compensation you deserve. Call Van Sant Law. My friend David Van Sant will take care of you, trust me, very well. The number is 855-GA injury. The website is vansantlaw.com. In the event of an accident, it could be the most important phone call you make.
Hey, it's Lowe's here to tell you about a new, stress-free, and completely transparent way to purchase your next pre-owned car, truck, or SUV. It's with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, traditionally, I've been a payment buyer. How do you work with that type of buyer?
I have people that come in all the time and they want to spend $20,000. Okay, if their payments are $400 on $20,000, they don't realize without the doc fees, without all this other stuff, we can put them in a 22 or 23 model car and we can spend a little bit more money and have the same payment. So if you're a payment buyer, don't come in here just saying, I want to spend $20,000, because we can sit there and help you and we can put you in a newer car with lesser miles at a payment you need.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the honest car guy. You pay what we pay. plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there's lots of places that also have it. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every single second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock specialist is going to help solve the identity theft issues, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
I got a couple of Madonna songs in my magic music stick. Like a Prayer, I think probably I like that one best of all. Bump, bump, bump. She's just a material girl or something, I don't know. But it was on this day in 2013, Madonna was named the world's top earning celebrity. In 2013, for the past year, she was 55, made an estimated $125 million because of her MDNA tour, clothing, and fragrance lines. That's according to Forbes magazine, said Madonna in 2013 was the most money Madonna made in a single year since they began tracking earnings in 1999. And this is 2013 we're talking about. I'm a material girl, Madonna action there. Let's see. Speaking of fashion type stuff, by the way, something popped up on my phone the other day on Facebook that she now apparently is getting rid of her cosmetic face stuff. I think she's either taken out the fillers or she stopped dyeing her hair or she stopped wearing makeup or something. And poor thing, she really ruined her. I mean, it's, whatever. Anyway, Tom Ford, speaking of horrible fashion, I guess girls like him. Tom Ford is some kind of fashion designer or whatever. He's 64 today. I know the name. I have no idea what he's known for, if anything. You ladies probably do. And since we're number one with the ladies, Kimmer, it's unbelievable. You probably all know what we're talking about. On this day also, this is a famous phrase. It was that everybody has said, or actually, maybe that's not true, but a lot of people know of and so forth. And it was uttered apparently the first time, at least in writing, on this day in 1897. Charles Dudley Warner makes this quote in the Hartford Courant newspaper editorial. Charles Dudley Warner wrote, quote, "A well-known American writer said once that, while everybody's talking about the weather, nobody seems to want to do anything about it." And that was the first time that was in print. Some believe that he was talking about a well-known American writer named Mark Twain. But actually, he was apparently referring to himself when he wrote that in the Hartford Courant in 1897. So there you go. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Just a quick thing on that psychopath 23-year-old scumbag Robert who thought he was a girl. He left posted a 20-minute video, and he apparently apologized to his family and his friends and said, "You're not to blame. Nobody should blame you for anything I'm about to do." He showed a drawing of a church and then a man stabbing the drawing repeatedly as he says, "I'm going to kill myself." He had gun parts with a semi-automatic rifle, and shotgun parts have names of mass shooters written on the gun parts, like magazines and so forth. He had a rifle, a pistol, and a shotgun, used all three during the attack, blocked the doors with 2x4s. I mean...
It said "Kill Trump" on it, and supposedly his manifesto was in Russian.
Oh, I didn't know. It doesn't say. I didn't know that. Oh, my God. In Russian? How does he know? I mean, in Russian?
Well, you can learn. You can learn Russian.
Well, I don't know if that's a thing. But still, I mean, yeah, he had "Kill Trump."
Kill Trump. Yeah. Why? What has Trump done for trannies? Basically, he said, "You're a man. You can't compete and hurt younger women and girls by trying to, cheat and play against him. That's what he said about trannies. That's all really Trump has done about trannies, and they want to kill him for it.
Yeah. And by the way, for the record, again, the two things to remember here, right immediately off the bat, the Democrats started complaining. Hakeem Jeffries and other Schumer, all these guys, are complaining about, quote, weapons of war should have no place in American society. This has nothing to do with weapons of war. He had a shotgun and a pistol. Those aren't weapons of war. And the rifle he had was not a weapon. That's got nothing to do with it. They are the ones who enabled him to be allowed to continue without any treatment as though he's some kind of victim to society and has to lash out. The Democrats allowed this to happen. The Democrats encourage people like this by saying you're a bigot if you condemn trannies. You're a horrible person and a bigot, and you're attacking trannies. They have a right to be a tranny and a right to be what they want. Anyway, the Democrats allowed this to happen, and now they're blaming guns to take the onus away from them. And the Cracker Barrel, I love Donald Trump. Donald Trump's changing the world. He's changing business, too. Here we go. Cracker Barrel said, okay, after Donald Trump came out with this comment saying we should stop this, we stopped it. They're going back to their old logo, doing away with the new logo, bringing back the old guy. And I'm not sure whether that means anything other than changing the logo. If they change the peg game, remember they changed all the typical things of the peg game. Instead of saying, you've got 4 things left, you're an imbecile, or an idiot, or something, and now it says, oh, keep trying because we love you for everything you are. You can be anybody you want here at Cracker Barrel. Let's see if they change the freaking peg game. Anyway, a couple things here on what ISIS people are. And again, Donald Trump is being accused of taking over American black-run, mayor-run, black mayor Democrat cities. The Al Jazeera Constitution claims that Donald Trump is targeting black mayors of Democrat cities for his takeover, when actually he's targeting crime. And the biggest crime problems are Democrat cities run by black mayors. So eat me. Chicago, New York, Atlanta, San Francisco,
common denominator.
Yeah, Baltimore, one after another. Anyway, so, and now here in Chicago, in fact, see, you Democrats are doing this. You're doing but by saying that, you're doing things like this. A woman named Jocelyn Rivera spewing a vile tirade at ICE and border agents who are making arrests in Chicago on the west side. And this woman pulled out of her apartment with a couple of other of her girlfriends and said, quote, I hope, to the ICE agent, I hope your kid dies a blanking miserable death. Your blanking kid needs to get shot in the blanking face next, bitch. Very lucky I ain't got my blank on me. I'd pop both of the ass. Pop them right in their blanking face. Bystanders swarmed the apartment building entrance as the feds were trying to make arrests. Officers eventually went inside, and this woman could be heard saying, I'm busting all their franking windows. And then, son of a gun, she hurled a brick through the Border Patrol agent's unmarked vehicle, shattering the glass. And they hauled her off and handcuffed. Oh, they tried to cuff her. So she pulled at an officer's neck, slugged him in the neck, grabbed another agent's vest right where her firearm was. This woman agent, she called a bitch, tried to get her gun. Another woman, Dashalay Urdialis, intervened and tried to stop the police from nabbing her. She arrived and physically tried to stop an officer, shoving an officer, getting to Rivera by pushing and pulling on his magazine, which is the part that has the bullets in it for the gun, the ammunition storage device, from his chest and throwing it to the ground. Women believe they are enabled because of what the Democrats have been saying to the people of this country. Those ICE agents are Nazis. They have no right to arrest these people. They're impeding your territory. They're violating your rights and everything else. And then that was in Chicago, which has, the high crime rate with another black Democrat mayor. Ta-da! By the way, there's not one single Republican on the city council of Chicago. Not one.
Yeah.
Not one. Now, here we go in Florida, Polk County. A 21-year-old guy, Denise Corravia Miranda, was being arrested, and he faces battery charges now. He's the guy who may have seen the picture of him smiling like crazy when he fought 2 agents trying to take him into custody. And he hurt one of them badly. The sheriff says it's the first time we've had an agent injured in the line of duty, significantly injured. Now we have to take care of this punk. We have to represent him, give him an attorney. The state's got to put him on trial. He went into the woods nearby on foot. They used helicopters and drones, tracked him down. He fought back because he said, I'm not going to be deported. He was stopped by Border Patrol crossing into America from Nicaragua under the federal catch and release policies of Joe Biden. He got a court date and was set free. That was 4 years ago. And then a year ago, he got busted for DUI and again was released and failed to go back to show up in court. This is over and over again. The system is broken. The sheriff said if had they appropriately dealt with this guy in the beginning instead of catch and release in 2021, none of this would have happened. I mean, what
could have killed somebody.
What more can you say?
Killed somebody,
yeah, exactly.
and it'd be Joe Biden's bloody hands on it.
He did it on, well, and it wasn't even him. He just allowed it to happen because it was an empty shirt. And his puppet master said, well, we're going to get all these people in here and, just give them a court date and then we'll say we've taken them into custody and then tell them to come back. And they allowed them all to just come back in like 6 years, whatever. I mean, America said, oh, those damn Republicans are trying to stop little brown people from coming in here. As though that had anything to do with it. I mean, my God, it's so offensive. And again, more and more of these things are coming out about what happened in this last administration. And they have to take well, they're not going to take responsibility, but they're certainly to blame. I mean, there's no question. I mean, it's obvious. It's happening every day. We're seeing this stuff. And then you get headlines like this. Donald Trump's going after black mayors. You dirty, rotten snakes. I mean, you're freaking disgraceful.
Well, cancel your subscription.
I know. Well, okay, God, I got to do everything. The Kimmer cancels his subscription. Next on Channel 5 News.
Take a stand, damn it.
Yeah, damn it. 3:45. Do something. Do something for once, man.
Be a man.
You're not a man.
Start your day with Tug and Los on the Morning Extra from 6 to 10. Then it's Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck at noon, and the Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. And hang out every night for Jesse Kelly at 6 and Jimmy Fela at 9. And stream it all live in crystal clear HD on the Extra 106.3 app.
When you buy a Subaru from Subaru of Gwinnett, you're buying more than a vehicle. You're buying safety for your family and something that will last a long, long time. In other words, you're buying trust. For a limited time, you can celebrate amazing offers on the all-new Forester, Crosstrek, or Outback during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, now through September 2nd. And you'll love more than just your new Subaru. You'll love the dedicated staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. With some of the best service specials in the area and a team you know you can trust, you'll ride with peace of mind knowing that Subaru of Gwinnett has your back. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event, you'll find the Subaru model you've always dreamed about at a price that makes that dream come true. But you need to get in by September 2nd to take advantage. We'll make it easy. Just start with the test drive, and before you know it, you'll be in the Subaru you love. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com, then stop by on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth. SubaruofGwinnett.com.
You upgrade your phone, you upgrade your wardrobe, even your lawn. So why not upgrade the part of your home that actually protects your family? Southern Exteriors specializes in roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and they're making it easier than ever before with 10% off any job or 12 months of 0% financing. Hey, it's Tug, and I know the folks at Southern Exteriors. They show up, they do it right, and they stand behind their work. Call them today, 877-9-SOUTHERN, or visit southernexteriors.co.
Hey, Atlanta's Mark from the Safe House. I have a question for you. Am I the only person pissed off with the mainstream fake news, liberal judges,
and whiny liberal politicians
who don't realize why Donald Trump is president, and fake safes? And you may wonder, why fake safes? Well, a fake safe is like Joe Biden, cheap and ineffective. A real safe from the Atlanta Safe House is like Donald Trump, tough, effective, and provides peace of mind when you need it the most. So drop by Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast and see what a real safe looks like. So go to atlantasafehouse.com.
You know, I used to know what I was getting at the grocery store, but I discovered that over 4 billion pounds of meat are imported in the U.S. every year. Just last year, 4 billion pounds. And it's labeled that it's been raised here. It had me questioning everything. What am I really eating? If labels say product of the USA when meat isn't even raised here, then I know I'm not supporting American ranchers. And that's when I started looking for something I could trust, and I found Good Ranchers. All of their meat is 100% American, raised on local farms and delivered right to my door. And the quality, truly incredible. Right now, you can get $40 off every box, free shipping, and a free gift of premium meat in every order for life. So Visit GoodRanchers.com to understand their mission and to shop American meat that you can trust. Plus, if you use my code BECK today, you're going to get $40 off plus free meat for life. That's BECK for $40 off plus free meat for life when you start a new subscription. GoodRanchers.com. Welcome to the table.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Plus free premium delivery with any smart bed and adjustable base. Ends Labor Day. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, 349. They're doing. You want to go to the live? They're doing a live update on the school shooting. You want to go there for a minute? What do you think, Pete?
We are so grateful
to
all of the faculty and the teachers at Annunciation
about the school shooting.
The way that they acted during severe threat and danger was nothing short of heroic. This is a tragic and horrible event that should never occur, and it would have been all the more tragic and horrible had they not stepped in, at times perhaps put themselves in danger to protect others. As horrible as this has been, it could have been far worse. I'm grateful for our law enforcement partners, our police officers in the Minneapolis Police Department and other law enforcement agencies well beyond that step up, that answered the call to make sure that they were running towards danger when so many of the rest of us would have run in the other direction. Thank you. We are so appreciative of your service.
Oh, you dirty, rotten liar. You're no longer appreciative of the cops and the man in the moon, you freaking lying scumbag.
You have showed.
Minneapolis mayor, yeah, really love some police up in Minneapolis. Good God, screw you. If we get to think about if they start talking about tranny problems, then this is unbelievable. I'm sorry, Flounder. Let's go back one more time and see how I'll show up here.
There needs to be action. And when we have seen school shooting after school shooting, when we have seen churches get shot up by horrible actors, I think the impetus has to be on all of us as leaders to do a whole lot more, to recognize that we've got more guns in this country than we have people.
Guns.
And it's on all of us to recognize the truth and the reality that we can't just say that this shouldn't happen again and then allow it to happen again and again beyond that. It's on all of us. And I have heard about a whole lot of hate that's being directed
here we go.
At our trans community.
Here we go.
Anybody who is using this as an opportunity to villainize our trans community or any other community out there has lost their sense of common humanity. We should not be operating out of a place of hate for anyone.
He kowtowed during the BLM riot.
Remember? Of love for
and they booed him
kids.
off the stage.
Yeah.
Kids died today. This needs to be about them. This needs to be wrapping our arms around these families with every bit of love that we can possibly
just
show.
Stop your freaking pontificating,
and I know
freaking
that our
phony
Minneapolis
preacher,
family and
scumbag,
well beyond is prepared
liar,
to do
fake,
exactly that. And
fraud.
so my message to everyone out there is,
take their
again,
guns.
These families are experiencing some acute pain right now.
We know that. What's that got to do with anything?
Of these as somebody else's kids. Think of your own.
And what?
Let's make sure that we're acting now to not just say it's never happening again,
What do
but
you mean?
ensure it doesn't.
Acting what? Acting what?
Our chief of police, who's been working tirelessly throughout the day, along with, again, a number of different law enforcement agencies, investigators, federal partners, state partners.
Oh, here you're bragging about the police.
Thank you, Senator Klobuchar, for being here.
Yo, police. She just wants your publicity, as though she gives a crap. She's responsible for this.
That have come up.
The Democrat Party calling us, bigots if we have a problem with trannies killing people. Yeah, my guy's fine. I mean, this is unfreaking believable. And you heard that mayor say the issue is people who have a complaint with trannies are not allowing the truth to come out about how we need to warmly embrace the different aspects of our human companions and stuff.
Embrace them. If they're already mentally ill and they're expressing violent tendencies, they need to be put in a mental institution and checked out.
Unbelievable.
Embrace them with a straitjacket until somebody checks them out.
Okay, for the record, what you just heard was the mayor of Minneapolis who was saying two things. One, the issue is too many guns. The issue is guns in America. If we didn't have the guns, we wouldn't have these shootings. And two, you have no right to use this as an excuse to complain about trannies. We have no right to use this as an example of the problem with enabling people who are mentally ill and need help and assistance. Yep. And we're the bad guys because we forced this to happen because we're so bigoted that we forced him to do this as a way of speaking up about the issue. Are you kidding me?
Well, the psychiatrists themselves have said this is the only mental illness that the rest of society is supposed to go along with instead of trying to help.
That's right. The mental illness that we're supposed to say, oh well, that's it's just part of our society.
So if your friend comes up as a schizophrenic and is talking to the imaginary friend that's telling him to do bad things, you're supposed to talk to the imaginary friend too and act like it's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. If he hits you in the face because his friend told him to do that, you say, well, it was him doing it, not you, Yeah, we'll just go along with everything. I mean, this is incredible.
You can't tolerate everything because some things, there has to be a line at some point or else society falls apart.
And by the way, the police identify the shooter as 23-year-old Robin Westman. And again, they have to put it because he changed his name, but it's a boy.
Yeah,
it's
they
a
keep
man.
calling him a she, too.
Yeah.
Daily Mail keeps calling him a she. It's not a she. It never will be a she.
But
once they do this, you don't have to play the game anymore.
That's right. And Fox called him they a while ago.
He took
their
best,
life.
I'll give them an it.
Yeah, they took their life in the back of the church. That's what the word said. They took their life.
That's a shame we couldn't have tortured.
Almighty. I mean, I honestly, and that mayor, he blamed guns, and then he said we have no right to complain about trannies. As with an example of this, the thing can happen with trannies in America.
It keeps happening. What they say can never happen keeps happening.
And another church, a private school, Catholic school, church school. I mean, my God.
But they're against the family. They're against the church. It's demonic.
Wow. I mean, this really is. Who thought this was? Oh God, do we have some fun? I'm so sorry. Swatoon, I think is still. Swatoon, you still there? I'm so sorry, man. I screwed up here. Yes, please go ahead. Thanks for waiting, man. I'm sorry. Oh, do you hang up? Swatoon?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Yeah, please. Welcome aboard. Thanks for waiting, man.
I was going to say this is the perfect opportunity for LGBT, whatever, group to start apologizing and denouncing this guy and his actions.
That is
There's
great.
an opportunity for mayor who's supposed to be for everybody. He lives in his town or city, whatever.
Yeah.
To be apologizing or telling everybody else, but stuff like that.
That is a great point. They should take the high road and say, this is not correct. This has nothing to do with being gay. I mean, this is not, if you're gay, you're gay. But this is a whole nother ball. Swatoon, I really appreciate you. I'm so glad you held. It's a great point. I think, and we'll do Found Us Funny at the top of the hour over the thing here. But I think Sheila is Layla. I think Layla's still on the line. Layla, you with me?
Yes, I am.
Hey, sweetie, how's it going? What's up? Thanks for holding. I'm so sorry.
And I definitely agree with Swatoon, absolutely. And the idiot mayor. Anyway, but that's another thing.
Yeah.
I was calling about the sorority.
Yeah.
I went to Agnes Scott, and fortunately, we didn't have to deal with anything as stupid as sororities. But when I was in high school, we did have sororities. And the only way you got in was you were asked to join the sorority.
Yeah.
Now, if these girls are complaining because they have a trans man in their sorority, I want to know why in blazes did they ask them to join their sorority?
I can only assume that the sorority has enough members where they got outvoted. And I don't know whether it has to be unanimous. There used to be blackballs. When I was a Phi Delta Theta, if one person put a black marble in the hat, you were out. You didn't get in. So I don't know. Somebody must have voted to let them in.
I know. So that's why I was wondering is why they're complaining. Someone had to ask them, but that was stupid.
It may be new. In fact, it may be newer members of the sorority who found out he was a guy. That may be it. I'll bet that's what might have happened, because these girls obviously didn't want it, so they must not have voted for it. So either they didn't know at the time. That may have been it too. Maybe they didn't know. Or they're new members.
Well, usually you can tell.
I would think,
anyway.
yeah. Well, especially when he had the flag flying at Mr. Attention and all it easier when they started looking at the girls. Oh,
yeah,
man. Brutal.
Exactly.
That's horrible. Oh, thank you, Leila. Great to talk to you as always. Holy God. I owe you a Flounders Funny. We're going to do it right after the news. Again, to break the text.
Paint the picture.
Yeah. I got. So, yeah, it was like he was doing the pocket compass was pointing to the north, ladies and gentlemen. Up goes the drawbridge. Yes, it's true. Carrot, Pete, and Flounder. 4 o'clock news coming up. And the Flounder's Funny. We got tweets. We got more. We got it. We got things here. Look out. Swamp Day, baby. Look out.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
This is a Fox News alert. What the FBI says about a mass shooting in Minneapolis. I'm Lisa Brady. FBI Director Kash Patel just confirming the shooting that left 2 Catholic school students dead and 17 people injured at a Minneapolis church is being investigated as a hate crime targeting Catholics and an act of domestic terrorism. Police say the shooter had 3 guns and opened fire from outside the church on children praying during a mass marking their first week of school.
It was very scary. It was like my friend got shot in the back. He's in the hospital right now.
That 10-year-old survivor also says they never practiced active shooter drills in the church.
We've only practiced it in the main school, so we really didn't know what to do. We just got into the pews and he shot through the stained glass windows.
14 of the injured are students. 3 are parishioners in their 80s. The FBI director also confirming the identity of the gunman who committed suicide. Robin Westman had been born Robert Westman, petitioning for a name change in 2019. Court documents show as a minor, identifying as a female. The Star Tribune reporting Westman's mother once worked at the school. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara just telling reporters they're conducting searches at several residences and retrieving more weapons.
We're also aware of a manifesto that the shooter had timed to be released on YouTube. This manifesto appeared to show him at the scene and included some disturbing writings.
He says that has since been taken down. Governor Tim Walz calls the shooting an unthinkable situation that's all too common.
It's Minnesota's day to day, and it's my strongest desire that no state, no community, no school ever experiences a day like this.
Asking for action, not just prayers. President Trump ordering flags at half-staff. The Dow up 146 at the bell. America's listening to Fox News.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there's lots of places that also have it. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every single second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock specialist is going to help solve the identity theft issues, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me. Like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/policy. That's ethos.com/policy.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
I shouldn't have to give up my paper. You know? I used to deliver newspapers for years. A little boy.
You're giving up that paper, young man.
I had 9 years old. I had a paper route. I did the part that my brother didn't want to do because it was way out in the middle of nowhere. And this, again, growing up, when they were building subdivisions, so we lived in a suburb, and they were all brand new houses way out in the middle of nowhere. And my brother had a big route, and I took the parts he didn't want to do. I was 9. And I hop on my bicycle in the middle of wintertime with a bag of papers and go deliver the newspapers. I grew up with newspapers. Why should I have to give it up because they suck? Donald Trump targeting black mayors. Give me a break. He's targeting crime. You freaking phonies. Is this Kevin Federline? Or
no, that
Spears?
Was the last segment when we went straight to the TV. This is Pearl Jam.
I was going to say, this doesn't sound like Britney Spears at all. This, of course, would be Pearl Jam, yes. 1991, Pearl Jam released their debut album, 10. In 1991, the group's most commercially successful album sold over 13 million copies, had 3 hit singles. Well, we'll always remember Alive, Even Flow, and my favorite was Jeremy. I think probably the Pearl Jam spectaculars. Anyway, they're, big time. Our birthday list, Barbara Bach. Ringo's wife, Barbara Bach, is 79. James Bond fans know her as the Bond girl from The Spy Who Loved Me, KGB agent Anya Amaskova. Barbara Bach is 79.
Beautiful woman.
Yeah. And good for them that they're still together. And I guess.
Well, they sobered up. They sobered up together.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. I just honestly, stupid. I'm just saying, the goal is to have a lover for the rest of your life, for the end of your life. So I'm happy for him and envious, and I think that's great. 79 years old and together and fixed each other up, and God bless America.
Well, the money helps too.
Money's good. Money's good. On this day in history, 1883, Krakatoa, one of the most powerful volcanic eruptions in recorded history. It was an uninhabited volcanic island east of Sumatra, west of Java. The explosion of Krakatoa heard 3,000 miles away, producing the loudest sound in human history, they believe. The explosions threw 5 cubic miles of earth 50 miles in the air. It created tsunamis 120 feet tall that killed about 40,000 people.
Yeah.
In 1883, the German warship passing by reported a 7-mile-high cloud of ash over Krakatoa for 2 months. Explosions witnessed by commercial liners, natives on Java and Sumatra. No idea what was going on. They greeted the volcanic activity as festive excitement. And it turned to horror when Krakatoa literally blew itself apart. It set off a chain of disasters befelt around the world for years to come. The blast on the afternoon of this day destroyed the northern 2/3 of the entire island. It plunged into the Sunda Strait between the Java Sea and the Indian Ocean, and gushing mountain generated a series of proclastic flows, which is fast-moving fluid bodies of molten gas, ash, and rock, and monstrous tsunamis that swept over nearby coastlands. Eruption started at 5 in the morning, heard 3,000 miles away, 50 miles away with dust, and almost 40,000 people died. 31,000 caused by tsunamis. The island fell into the water, waves 120 feet high. Good Lord. Krakatoa. Let's see. Krakatoa, by the way, is still active. In Indonesia, has 130 other active volcanoes. Good Lord.
It led to one of the dumbest names of a movie ever made in 1968.
What was that?
It starred Maximilian Schell, Brian Keith, and Sal Mineo, and it was called Krakatoa East of Java.
I remember that time.
But it was west of Java.
It was, Sal Mineo.
Look on a map.
Oh, my God. Sal Mineo. Actually, he was a star. I mean, he was famous for that, the ship of
Rebel
Jews.
Without a Cause.
And the ship of Jews that were going somewhere. They wouldn't let them land in the...
ship of...
what the hell? God, I can't believe I had to say that.
Of something.
Yeah. I know. Anyways, a Sal video. All right, Kimber, Flounder, Flounder's funny. Have you got what you can crank up there for a second here, and then we'll talk about more of the political stuff going on
Single,
here.
I had one pillow, and that's what I thought life was, you know. I had one pillow. I never thought about multiple pillows because I only have one head. So I've always had a one-head-to-pillow policy in my life. I thought, I'm going to get married, my wife's going to bring in a pillow, and we'll be a two-pillow household. Just like I've always dreamed of. Just like my father dreamed of. Just like his father before him. Just like my son will someday dream of. And boy, was I wrong. 14 pillows, that's what we have in our bed looks like Stonehenge right now. Looks like a beaver went to IKEA. Right? Just building a dam of wasted money. Takes an hour and a half to make the bed. By the time you're done making it, you have to unmake it to take a nap.
Been there.
Mason James right there.
Yes, sir. So let's go to the pillow store. Oh, sure, honey. Has she taken here to the pillow store yet? Or they?
No.
Or Michael's or Michael's, TJ Maxx.
Home Goods.
Home Goods. That's the one. My kids, for their birthday and Christmas and Mother's Day or everything else, among other things, they want a gift card from Michael's or Home Goods because it's the same card, basically. You can interchange it. And TJ Maxx, Michael's, and Home Goods, I think all have the same card. They're all in their own name, but I think you can use them all the three stores. And that's what they do. And there's you can get anything in those places, so they're all happy anyway. All right. By the way, Flounder, let's go live for a second. Minneapolis police chief's now talking about the church shooting with a tranny butchered the two children.
The question was, is it being investigated by the FBI?
FBI director saying this is domestic terrorism.
Domestic terrorism.
Well, the FBI is here with us and has been a part of this entire investigation, as well as the ATF, other law enforcement. It's being led right now by the Minneapolis Police Department, and we are looking at, obviously, any possibilities from wherever the evidence will lead us from what we recover. Absolutely.
Thank you all again so much for your time today, for your support. Thank you.
All right, I guess that's the end of that one. Well, we got to, anyway. And again, the idiot mayor a few minutes ago, if you just joined us before the top of the hour, the idiot mayor actually had the balls to say that this is an issue involving too many guns in America, and no one should have the right to say that this means something because it was a tranny who did it, and we don't have the right to use this as an example of what's wrong with the trannies going around killing people in America today. That's Minneapolis, my friends.
Children. They're like in Nashville. They're targeting children. Cowards.
Yeah. And again, he blocked the doors. He was on the outside of the church, and he blocked the doors so they couldn't get out. And he started shooting through the stained glass windows. And that just really. I think that was a thing. I think that, talk about hating Christianity and hating the church. His mother had worked there at some point in the past. But the visual to me of bullets going through the stained glass pictures of Jesus and Mary and, halos and disciples and angels and stuff like that, shattering the glass onto children with bullets going in to kill children. He used a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol in the attack. Killed a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old. And wounded, 17, 19, I think the number is probably still a little flexible. And again, he's a tranny. And they've known he was a tranny since he changed his name when he was 17. He must have permission to do that. I think I heard him say the parents, his mother gave him permission. Or
17, you pretty much do anything.
I don't know if you can go to court and change your name at 17. But either way, he did. I mean, he was a teenager when he told everybody that I'm a girl. And so whatever happened after that. And he had a manifesto. He said he wanted to kill Donald Trump. He had that written down. He had names of other killers on gun parts and accessories and so forth. And he, he's a madman.
If they don't get their way, they're just... basically, if you can't let me cheat and play against girls in sports, I'm going to kill children, is what it comes down to.
I'm telling you, it's the Democrat Party. Someone needs to step up and say, listen, we lost our way. We are not in favor of this thing. That Democrat mayor's got it totally freaking wrong. Otherwise, they're still enabling. They're now saying, you don't have the right to criticize trannies doing this. Oh, really? I think I do. I think there's a pretty good example of why this is an issue.
The First Amendment.
If you're having a mental problem, then we support you and we want you to get help and be better. And frankly, as far as I'm concerned, if you're a tranny and you're really truly that, I mean, that's what you identify yourself as, and you're really a tranny, and if you go get help and the guy says, well, you identify as a girl, so let's figure out the best way to work this if we can't, get you into a more a beneficial position in your mental health, that at least will help you be able to deal with it so you're not taking out your frustration by killing children. So either way, you need help. So we'd be happy to give you help. We're in favor of giving people help if they're mentally ill. But first, let's say, 1, you're mentally ill, and 2, you need help. Da-da, ba-doom, bam, pow. Well, what's so hard about that?
Bigot.
And I'm kind of surprised, and like Swatoon said, this is a great opportunity for the LGBTQ plus 174 EGB to come out and say, listen, this is not what we're talking about.
Hut.
Yeah.
Hut.
Yeah. Anyway, 414. Black guys go long on 2. Ready? From the original book, Dallas 40, I think it was. Anyway, it wasn't quite that phrase. 414, Kipper P. Flounder. All right, I'm good. It's hump day. Look up.
It's time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Conspiracy theories. Hey, I'm no stranger to conspiracy theories. I'm the guy on the radio that said dolphins had swum up the torpedo tubes of a nuclear submarine and they were going to nuke Los Angeles. But I followed that radio show with 2 words: April Fools. But the conspiracy theories today are just ridiculous. Who are the idiots that buy into these things? First and foremost, the earth is flat. No, seriously. If you're on Facebook, look up some of the flat earth Facebook pages. The earth is flat. It's surrounded by a wall of ice and covered by a dome. The sun is only 4,000 miles away. How do they know this? It's all in the Bible. The firmament in the Bible is actually that glass dome over the flat earth. We call them flurfs. Here's a new one. That teacher from New England that died in the Challenger disaster, oh, she's not dead. She's now a professor in a law school up there in New England. The whole Challenger thing was faked. How do we know? Because the earth is flat. That's how we know. Those condensation trails that jet airliners leave, those are chemtrails. They're chemicals that the government is putting in the air to poison us and control us. There was never a moon landing. It was faked. All of the pictures of Earth taken from space, they're fake. Try this one. Birds aren't real. They're actually small drones being operated by the government to keep an eye on us. No, not kidding. The trouble with these things is that people actually believe them. And if they will believe those, they'll believe slanderous lies like Alex Jones and school shootings, and 9/11 was an inside job. Come on, folks, do some homework. Don't let idiots with internet connections steer you into this insanity. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
The next big storm isn't a matter of if, it's when. Is your home ready? Southern Exteriors offers free inspections and dependable storm damage repairs with in-house warranties and honest service. Right now, get 10% off any job or 12 months, 0% financing. Hey, it's Tug, and I've met the team at Southern Exteriors. They do things the right way. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. It's 877-9-SOUTHERN or southernexteriors.co.
Yeah, I'm going to be taking the chopper out again this weekend, and luckily I have David Van Sant's number by phone if I have a problem with somebody trying to do something stupid on the road. You know, honestly, I really have had accidents. People sideswipe me, hit me from behind and stuff. And I have not had an insurance problem yet, but if I did, David Van Sant's the guy, because he used to work for that insurance company industry. And again, I love insurance companies. I've used them for years, since 60 years ago, whatever. But they have their tables and charts, and David does too. And they know that he's a hot shot mugshot lawyer, by the way. I mean, he won't brag about it, but I will. He's on that super lawyers list. That's a real thing. And other lawyers respect the heck out of it. He's been that for years and years and years. And he's in the top 100 trial lawyers in Georgia, too. So that means when they see his name popping up on the phone, just give him what he wants, because they're going to have to pay more than they want to, because it's David Van Sant. It's complicated. He'll take care of the... you don't want to argue with insurance companies. Come on, give me a break. It's for your benefit. You're number one. If you don't win, he doesn't win. Big time for you. Here's the number, 855-GA-INJURY. Online, VanSantLaw.com.
An investment in your home is something that will pay off in the future, but it's something that you can enjoy right now. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of all Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. A beautiful new garage door, entry doors, and windows are an investment you can love every day, and they will increase your home's value, energy efficiency, and curb appeal. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and high-quality work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garage.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPsETC.com.
A born leader never rests. The GLE SUV continues to advance its legacy with intuitive technology, rich refinement, and all-hybrid power, including a plug-in model. From safety to style, leadership is a GLE family value. Get an exceptional offer on the 2025 Mercedes-Benz GLE 350 SUV. Just $829 per month for 36 months with $62.83 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta and Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details and see how to qualify. We'd love to welcome you to the RBM of Atlanta family. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through September 2nd, 2025. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
You know, I'm also kind of confused as to why some leader in the tranny community doesn't come out and say, listen, we have issues, but this is not the way to solve it. You can't be doing this kind of thing. I mean, we wish we had better situation going on, but this is not what we don't believe in this. We're totally against this. We need to solve our problems the other way. I mean, anyway, whatever. I will get to it. We got a call about that here in a second. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 420 here. Stevie Ray Vaughan in the news for a very bad way in 1990. This was ironic and horrible and tragic in every way. Stevie Ray Vaughan killed on this day, 1990. The helicopter he was in hit a man-made ski slope trying to navigate through dense fog. He had played a show at Alpine Valley Music Theater in East Troy, Wisconsin, with Robert Cray and his Memphis Horns and Eric Clapton. Stevie Ray Vaughan was informed by a member of the Clapton crew that 3 seats were open on a helicopter returning to Chicago with Clapton's crew, but it turned out there was only 1 seat left. So Stevie Ray Vaughan said, hey, my brother's got that seat. Why don't you give it to me? And his brother said, okay. So Stevie Ray Vaughan got on board and was killed along with 3 members of Eric Clapton's entourage on this day in 1990. And by the way, the day before the crash, Stevie Ray Vaughan told his band members about a nightmare he had just had where he was at his own funeral and saw thousands of mourners the day before.
And he had cleaned up his life. He was a major drug addict. Yeah. He finally got clean and sober, was having the best time of his career, the best hits.
Yeah, just wanted to go home. Just wanted to get on the helicopter and go home. 422, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. To the phone's taking priority. Patrick, thanks for calling, sir. You on the radio? How's it going? What do you think?
Well, Kimmer, my tinfoil hat might be a little bit tight.
Okay, sir. All right, sir. You there? What happened?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
I'm
yes,
here.
Sir. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
You've noticed that, and I have noticed that since all these people have gotten the jab, look how many people started becoming tranny.
Because of COVID? The COVID shots?
Yep.
Well, now I have. Well, of course, there have been millions of people got the shots, and I'm not sure that there have been a lot of people. I mean, it seems a little out there.
I don't know.
Well, although, in fact, speaking of that, and not actually speaking of that, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. just yesterday, I believe, in that meeting with the 3-hour live cabinet meeting, the Donald Trump is changing the world, said that autism, he believes, is completely linked to COVID shots.
Yeah.
And
it was like 1 out of 3,000.
Yeah.
Now it's like 1 out of 25 kids get it.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that what we call a clue?
Well, they get 70 inoculations
I know.
before they're like 1. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I know. Well, on the other hand, believe me, when my kids were babies and they needed shots, we got them shots. I'm not,
like 4.
Yeah. I don't remember, 30 shots at any given time. The worst I ever had was I was on the Marines at Parris Island when they were inoculating. You would go through a line, and there were guys with these hypodermic needle things on each side of you. And I got a picture of my yearbook. I should have my Marine Corps book. I should show you a picture. And it's the guys just standing there like this at attention, and they're drilling each arm as you go to the next guy, both arms. Next guy, both arms. I mean, it's with these guns. Oh, man. Talk about shots. My God. All right, 424. Let's see. How about a quick birthday here? Have you ever heard of Tommy Sands? If you're of a certain age like me, you've heard of Tommy Sands. Pete, maybe, probably not. Flounder, no way. Tommy Sands is 88. He had a hit song. He was a teenage idol in the 50s and 60s. He had a song called Teenage Crush, a huge hit. Tommy Sands. If you saw his picture, you'd see him from old movies and 77 Sunset Strip kind of days back in the old TV days. He's 88 now. He used to be married to Nancy Sinatra. But it didn't last long, and he was married like for 4 years, and all of a sudden he ditched her, and they say that Tommy Sands' career disappeared because Frank Sinatra put the old hunga back on. And he's lucky he's alive. I mean, and Frank probably sicked Jilly, his bodyguard, on him. Jilly's the same guy who shoved me around at the Navy Pier in Chicago when I tried to interview Frank Sinatra that time for the anniversary, and Jilly said, "Nah, get out of here," shoved me, shoved me out of the way. Oh, God. Anyway. Okay, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. One more quick history thing here. It might be kind of bizarre. I thought this was kind of strange. In 1942, the battleship USS Iowa is launched. 1942. On this day, and in 1943, it became the only American Navy ship with a bathtub. Here's why. It was installed to accommodate President Franklin Roosevelt, who had difficulty using a shower because of the crippling effects of polio. In 1943, the USS Porter accidentally launched a torpedo, narrowly missing the Iowa, which happened to have President Roosevelt on the ship at that moment. 1942-43, anyway. Kimber, Pete, Flounder, 426. How's it going? 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Oh, I didn't tell you, I've got a parking lot update, but I'm going to see my kids next month. And by the way, we're off Monday. Labor Day is Monday. We're off Monday. And I'm going to see my kids a few weeks from now, later in September. And so I was figuring out trying to go to the airport, and I wanted to park and ride because I want to drive my own car, and I want to park it and then go to the airport and come back and da-da-da. So I called this a couple of different places, and no human answered the phone. They want to send you right to the app. I'll go to our website, johnnyparking.com. And so I tried that once, and I couldn't finish the thing. It didn't have the next thing, arrow, or I just couldn't finish it. So I finally got a number after about 10 different tries of this particular parking lot where you park and you leave your key. I mean, you take your key, you lock it up, and you leave, go to the airport. And so I finally got a human girl, and I said, I finally got her hold her, and she said, what you need? And I said, well, I want to make a reservation for parking next in September. She said, okay, the best thing you can do is go to the app and sign in for this. And I said, no, I'm talking to you now. That's why I called you, so you can do this right now. I said, I tried. So in other words, even the live people want you to do the app. I couldn't believe it. The live woman I got to do my parking reservation wanted me to go to the app. I said, ma'am, that's why I'm talking to you. I mean, I couldn't believe it. So she goes, hold on. one of those. I go, you're right, like,
They get money from the ads on the app if you go to the app.
I was polite. I would, I said, ma'am, I tried that. It's not working. I said, that's why I called you. Could you, hold on. I just God, I just
punched the $800 microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. I broke a knuckle too. It's just, it's not
Michael
good.
Come in there and just.
Yeah, he's going to bring us some friends. All right. Hey.
Now he will.
Anyway. All right. Kimber P. Flounder, how you doing? 428.
That would be funny if Mike the engineer burst in with a couple good
hits me
Rocco
with a
and Moose
monkey wrench or something.
and gave you a sock party.
Yeah,
right
a couple
there.
of the big, a couple of the sports guys or something. The big beefy sports guys are beating the crap out of me.
Are here.
Yeah, they're beating the crap out of the Kimber on live YouTube.
Oh, I'd pay $1.
Hey, I'll do it if you can do a fundraiser and make a little money off for my kids. For my kid. I'm gonna start doing fundraisers for my kid's nest egg, which disappeared.
I think we need a dunk tank down outside the building there. And have Braves pitchers come up and try and knock you into the
Braves pitchers?
Yeah. From like 10 feet.
Well, it'd be better to have me try to dodge things or something.
Dodge baseballs?
Yeah.
Not from Major League pitchers?
No, not from other people, from just people. I mean, I'd have to have padding on of some kind for, protect my face, and I'm wearing a, heart thing here. So, but again, in fact, we used to do that when we went at the country clubs when we were prep school kids, and we'd play squash, and then we'd do a thing where we'd have one guy be a goalie, and there was no such thing, as a squash goalie, but we'd put him up against the wall and with your squash racket, and the rest of us would then try to hit the squash balls at him as hard as we could and see if he could block him with your squash racket.
Okay.
Just so, it'd be kind of fun to raise money to have, I'll give you $10 and you get 10 throws of a baseball to try to hit the Kimber in the face or something. I could go along with that.
I think a dunk tank would be a little safer.
What, a dunk tank? Well, let me just keep soaking in water every 30 seconds. That's got to get old after a while. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, use me as you will. Anyway, let's see. Oh, God, it's already 4:30. You want to do tweets next? Let's do tweets after we got a little news coming up here today. Also, the judge, we're going to have an update for you on the Milwaukee judge, the girl who tried to hide her criminal in her courtroom to get away from federal agents who wanted to arrest him. And she will be going to trial after all. And Nancy Mace, a little hottie from South Carolina running for governor, is really talking about the rage of lunatics at her town halls. Coming up, 4:30, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Right, and tweets next.
When conflicts escalate around the world, don't let the mainstream media scare you into believing their narrative. Get it right with Atlanta's only conservative voice. And trust the Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, The Kimmer Show, and our entire lineup to give it to you straight. Don't buy the fear. Just keep it here. Extra 106.3 FM and the all-new Extra app.
All right, here you go. Here's the answer to those new windows you need after all these stormy things, kind of like Peach State windows. I know the guy, Jeff, and his wife from 25 years ago, and when I wanted hardy plank, that's what I got when I was building my house. And again, they do a lot of hardy plank stuff. They do roof fixing things and front door. These guys are contractors and builders, but they specialize in those beautiful double-hung vinyl special energy big-time Charlie windows and everything else, too. They really take care of the outside of your home, specializing in windows and specials and savings. PeachStateWindows.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers. Looking for the right tools, equipment, and expert advice for your next project? Head over to Howard Brothers. They've got the brands you depend on and the people who know their stuff. With locations across North Georgia and a team that's always ready to help, Howard Brothers is your go-to for outdoor power, service, hardware, and more. Stop by today or visit howardbrothers.com and find your local one-stop shop for all of your projects. The grass is always greener and projects are easier when you take care of it with Howard Brothers.
Looking for the perfect car, truck, or SUV? Jim Ellis Buick GMC has you covered. With a huge selection of new and used vehicles, finding the right fit is easy.
Whether it's a Buick Enclave or Envision, a GMC Acadia or Yukon, or the power of the Sierra and Canyon trucks, and the best part, you're never alone in the process.
Their expert sales team helps match you with the right vehicle, while their finance specialists make buying simple and stress-free.
With decades of experience, Jim Ellis Buick GMC understands the importance of offering an expansive inventory that fits every driving performance, style, and budget need. Plus, every new Buick and GMC comes with cutting-edge technology, premium comfort, and advanced safety features so you can drive with confidence.
Already a Buick or GMC owner? Well, keep it running like new with their state-of-the-art service center staffed by factory-trained technicians who know your vehicle inside and out. Start your search at JimEllisBuickGMC.com or shop in person in Chamblee off Peachtree Boulevard, inside the perimeter, or in Beaufort off Highway 20 near 985. Jim Ellis, Buick GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We have become a highly sought-after turf installation company in the Atlanta and North Georgia luxury residential market. The big reason for that is our installers are ATL Turf Co. employees. We do not outsource labor. They are trained to be experts in the turf installation process, drainage, grading. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. The big question for many of our listeners as they approach retirement is, will I be okay in retirement? Sean, how do you help someone figure out if they've saved enough to be comfortable?
Great question. There's a lot of different aspects to this, but the biggest thing is looking at risk. Look, there's a lot of different risks to your money, like market risk, there's healthcare costs, inflation, and taxes. All those need to be accounted for. Many people worry if they've saved enough. Am I going to outlive my money? Strategies to help preserve your wealth can be more important than the dollar amount that you saved. Get an analysis of your situation to help you get that clarity that you need.
Tell us about the offer you have for listeners.
If you're worried about if you'll be okay for retirement, you probably don't have a plan. You might not even know what I mean when I'm talking about, do you have a retirement plan? Well, we have a great resource for you guys. We have what's called the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit, and you can get that by calling or texting WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped me put this thing together just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement. It has chapters from everything from investments to Social Security, income planning, and has other guides that go along with it as well, with some checklists in regards to all those different strategies and topics as well. So if you want to get that information in your hands today, call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer. Get your Retire Happy Framework today. Like Sean said, just text WISE to 770-802-2200. The team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor.
Extra 106.3 personalities aren't afraid to tell it like it is.
Without Donald Trump, nothing that's going on would be happening right now. Donald Trump is changing the world.
And you'll never hear us spew that violent rhetoric from the left. So don't be afraid to tell it like it is, because we're happy to have you as part of the Extra community.
I particularly like Donald Trump's actions in getting illegal aliens the hell out of this country.
Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Did I ever mention that Donald Trump is changing the way that world leaders run their country? Oh, sorry.
No.
Yeah, 436. 436. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? Little Ann here. I love this song, too. It's Little Ann. That's her first name in 1957. She began with Ike Turner's band Kings of Rhythm in 1957. Her name was Little Ann. Tina Turner. Yeah, look out. Here we go. We're going to turn this up for a second. Flounder, 1986. Got a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Let's play a song. Here you go. Bum, bum, bum. Should I? Bum, bum. Here we go. Bum, bum. Should I? You better be good to me. Love this beat. That's how it's got to be, baby. She should have killed him a long time ago. Finally just got away from him, but she should have killed the bastard. He was beating her for a long time, and yeah, better be good to me. Should have stuck in his face. Anyway, one of the best-selling recording artists of all time, sold more than 100 million records. Tina Turner got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame 1986. Used to be Little Ann. To the phones, taking priority. Mark, you're on the radio, man. How's it going? What do you think?
Hey, good day, Kimmer. How you doing?
Fine, thank you, sir. What's going on?
Yeah, you guys were talking earlier about vaccinations and stuff, and you had mentioned the needle guns.
Yeah.
I know when I went through MIPS back in 1981 to join the Navy, they called that the 21-gun salute conga line.
I'll tell you what, when I saw those, what was about to happen, I went, oh, crap.
yeah, I think everybody does, man. And I did have a question for you, though. When they gave you your typhoid, did you get the live virus, or was it one of those inoculation guns?
You know, I think it was the gun. Honestly, I think it was all with a gun.
Right. Well, back in the day, they used to tip a fork-tipped needle into the live virus and just barely pierce your skin.
No,
and
I know.
The weird thing is that thing put everybody in bed for the rest of the day. And I've still got the scar from it 45 years later.
Well, in fact, I remember as a kid, we used to have a vaccination when we were little boys, or little children, and they did that scratch on our arm, and I still have a vaccination mark from that, too. But it wasn't in the Marines. It was back when I was like 4, 5, 6 years old. That's when the polio vaccine came out, and they gave us the sugar cube with the pink liquid in it and stuff, all that stuff. Oh, man, well, thanks for the memories, man. That's cool.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. 439, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230 if you'd like to join us. Let me give you a little birthday here. I love this guy's name, Colt Ford. He's a country singer, 56 years old. Colt Ford. What a great name. It sounds like he should be a gunfighter. Colt Ford. I carry my Colt 45 when I ride my chopper.
Colt Ford, Private Dick.
The Colt 45, the gun that won the West. Did I do a history thing? I didn't do a history thing. Well, I'll do it later. Let's do this. 439, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that? We got to
reboot
Pete
first.
We got to reboot. Okay, well, we'll do that in a second. Then, in fact, I will do a history thing. Hold on a second, because I wanted to do one. And now I will, if I can get Mr. Phone to cooperate with me, you dirty
Mr.
rat.
Phone.
Oh, he's
All
Mr.
right, I'm
Phone.
back.
Oh, here we go. Well, then I'll save it for later. Okay, now, Flounder as we were. So hey, it's live radio. Give me a break. It's what happens. It's what happens. It's life, and we're in it. So anyway, we got memes and one-liners and Pete's tweets.
Now you're frozen.
Oh, we lost him again.
Oh, we're back. All right. Hey, everybody. Okay, Libs of TikTok has put together...
Oh, crap, we lost him again. All right, hold on. Wait a minute now.
No, the connection's bad, so let's wait a little bit. It's a bad connection.
Okay, sorry about that. Well, that's fine. And in fact, while you're doing, I'll do a couple of Babylon Bees. How about that?
All right.
I think Pete probably has some different ones, and we'll get the setup. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. You know, and again, and for the record, I don't ever remember ever having a complaint with anybody I worked with on the radio if there was a mechanical problem complaining about it. You know,
looks like we're good now.
I complain about the mechanical problem, but not the people. All right, here we go. Pete's tweets. We'll try one more time.
Libs of...
I swear to God, it just went out again. He's frozen. Can they see him? Oh, here he's back. He might be back again. All right, we'll keep trying. Let's keep trying.
All right,
everything's fine. We'll try one more time.
Minnesota church shooting, trans. Republican Party firebombing, gender fluid. Nashville shooter, trans. Colorado Tesla arsonist, trans. Colorado Springs shooter, non-binary. Aberdeen shooter, trans. Denver school shooter, trans. Iowa school shooter, trans, gender fluid. AMC stabber, trans. Seeing a pattern here.
And the mayor of Minneapolis has said that you were a bigot if you take this as an opportunity to complain about the tranny community. Yeah, well, guess what, mister? You dirty, filthy scuzzbag.
They're covering for him. I mean, their rhetoric has caused. Gavin Newsom has already politicized it too, blaming Republicans for this.
That's right.
And basically, it's their party's rhetoric and coddling that has caused this problem. We didn't have this problem 20 years ago. What's changed? Oh, the way Democrats are forcing us to look at it.
The Democrat Party is responsible for America trying to have to be forced to put up with the tranny business despite these shootings. The Democrat Party's been one complaining about us, complaining about the trannies, and they're blaming us now for as though we're forcing the trannies to kill people to react to those damn Republicans trying to stop their rights to breathe and live or something, which is...
And the only complaint we have on trannies is when they try and cheat and hurt young girls and women playing women's sports.
Yeah.
That's the only problem we have with trannies. Otherwise, do what you want, but you're not a victim. This society allows you to live, breathe, and succeed as a tranny if you want to. You're not a damn victim.
Right. And again, I personally, everybody I know, if you're a tranny, honestly, I feel sorry for you. I do. I mean, you have a right to live. I hope you're happy. If you find a tranny person, I don't know whether a tranny needs another tranny to. I don't know whether I don't know. I don't know about their life. I just don't know. But I hope whatever it is, if you're a tranny. I feel bad for you. I feel sorry for you. I'd be willing to try to have some system that would help you so you don't go around killing people because you're mad at us for not wanting you to be, that way. But again, that doesn't mean you have the right to go lose your freaking mind. Nobody's after you. I guess the other thing, the freaking Democrats are trying to set half of the country against other people, including Democrats, and they're using examples for some reason of having as though trannies are some kind of victim who are in danger and therefore have to go to extremes like this to what? Send a message? This punk is 23. He changed his name to a girl when he was 17, so he's had issues for several years, and all of a sudden now this is the way he thinks is best to go out? Because of what that's happened in his life that he has to do. Clearly, he wants to kill Trump. He wrote down "kill Trump." He used, other mass shooter victims' names on his machine
Where's your
gun
God?
card. Yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah, and by the way, he also I didn't see it, but I heard one guy talking about it during the news break, and he said apparently his manifesto was like a 20-minute video manifesto, and in it he apparently apologized and said, "I don't want my family to be held responsible. They didn't do anything. I apologize to my brothers and sisters or friends or whoever, I feel bad you're going to go through this and you're going to..." So he knew exactly what was going on and what was going to happen, and he still did it with children. How do you get to that point where you can shoot bullets through a stained glass window church into children?
Not only is it mental illness, there's a narcissism that I am so important I can take others with me, that I can't just go alone. Put the bullet in your own brain. Don't take others with you. You're not that big a deal.
And the first reaction by Democrats, I'm looking at a picture of a suspected child molester, Chuck Schumer, and that Hakeem Jeffries, first thing they said was, we need to get rid of weapons of war. Weapons of war? How about the people who shoot children? We could maybe get rid of the people who shoot children. That'd be a pretty good idea. So they're complaining about guns and complaining that Republicans are allowing too many guns in America. So they're already blaming Republicans, blaming conservatives for wanting to have guns, and then blaming the guns as though the guns are weapons of war. I guarantee you that you have never seen, unless you're in the military recently, you've never seen a weapon of war, okay? You've never seen a weapon of war. I guarantee you Hakeem Jeffries has no idea what a weapon of war is, and neither does Chuck Schumer. Anyway, but again, blame to take, and then say, and we have no right to complain about trannies losing control. Are you nuts? Pete just read that list. I don't know who came up with that. What a great... I love that group, I tell you. I mean, and they're quick. They get it all done. A list of shootings, murders, slaughters because of tranny gender issues.
Andy Woe, who's a gay journalist, has been warning us for years about Trantifa. It's Antifa, but it's trannies in there who are targeting Christians and conservatives.
Yeah. We need statements and a condemnation from AGB, QGB. I mean, I forgot how to call it.
Why aren't they terrorists? Why aren't they been designated as domestic terrorists? Antifa and Trantifa.
In fact, by the way, a quote, Fox News, police, motive still unknown in Minnesota shooting.
Oh, my God.
I'm
demonic insanity.
I'm reading it right now. Motive still unknown in Minnesota shooting. Okay. And I mean, it's all right. 446. I mean, it's just honestly, I don't know what's going on.
They can't even admit there's a problem. You can't fix a problem if you can't even label it.
And the mayor is blaming Republicans and guns. and saying you can't have no right to be upset with trannies because of another example of this. Really. All right, here we go. Hump Day. How you doing other than that? Good grief.
Extra 106.3 has the biggest lineup of conservative voices all week, and we're loaded with live and local programming every weekend. The All Four Seasons Home Show, Back Your Blue, Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and NASCAR on Sundays. See the full weekend lineup at extra1063.com and stream it free on the Extra app.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 3 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffers from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. We provide testosterone replacement therapy, the P-shot, and treatment for ED, PE, and Peyronie's disease. There's not just one therapy that can solve these complex issues. When you visit our clinic, you're going to see me. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. 404-777-1911. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. 404-777-1911. Online at tbtofga.com.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Are home repairs piling up? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Relax. We've got you covered. From drywall dings and leaky faucets to deck repairs and trim replacement, we're your one-stop shop for everything for your home needs. No more juggling multiple contractors. Just call us at the Trusted Toolbox and we'll handle it. Your home deserves the best, and we don't want you breaking your back trying. Call the Trusted Toolbox today at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. The Trusted Toolbox, your one-stop shop for home repairs and more.
Georgia Tech's Hell of a Block Party, driven by Hyundai, features platinum selling duo Low Cash live in concert on Saturday, September 6th, ahead of the football home opener against Gardner-Webb, presented by Emory. The party starts at 11:30 a.m. on North Avenue in the heart of Midtown Atlanta, with Low Cash taking the stage at 1:30 p.m. The game kicks off the season at 3:30. Get your game tickets and more information at ramblinrack.com. Sting 'em.
Hey, it's Los. We're here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, I'm looking for a reliable vehicle, something for the family, but also for my daughter who's going to be driving soon. Why should I call you?
The main thing is you get to see it's a full transparency sale. What I like to do is show you the whole gamut, show you everything that's out there and everything that's available. I can get any make, any year, any model.
Financing. If I need to use it, what can you offer?
We have some of the best banks available, and we got rates starting at 4.99 from a 23 model and above. It could be a 14 model. We still have banks that will do all the financing for you at good rates, and they're primary banks. If you have credit issues, we still have banks that can accommodate those issues as well.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
I remember this song, The Beach Boys. I was holding my wife-to-be in my arms, and she turned her head and looked up at me and very sweetly expressed her feelings. I'll never forget when she looked at me and told me. Well, now, see, that was a clue. If I could only, when she said, I just should have. May not always will. Well, she told me no when I asked her to marry me. And by the way, the Babylon Bee had a little funny headline thing. Speaking of Pete's tweets, it was that the wedding proposal by Travis Kelce has been overturned because the judges ruled his knee was not all the way on the ground. It was kind of a thing. Anyway, I thought that was kind of weird. Yeah, I was on one knee, and she said no. So that was not smart of Kimberly. So keep going, like an idiot. Anyway, no, it's all fine. 4:52. Kimberly, Pete, and Flounder. What's going on? Here we go. Birthday. If you watched Big Lebowski and Fargo, maybe you know the character Peter Stormare. Peter Stormare is 72, a very creepy-looking face. Peter Stormare was in Big Lebowski and Fargo. He played Ger Grimsrud. A freaky character. Anyway, if you know those two things, you know this guy. And a quick thing on a little oopsie-daisy. Pete just sent is this a message for right now? Charlie Kirk. Oh, here we go. Let's do. Yeah, here we go. Oh, well, excellent. I love Charlie Kirk. He showed up again last night. He showed up on that girl at 7 o'clock not on her, actually on her. I got that wrong. Said. Got that wrong entirely. Syntax. And I can't remember her name. You know, the 7 o'clock girl. Anyway, and Charlie Kirk. He said, let's do a reminder here. Charlie Kirk from, what's the name of his thing? His website? Oh, God, I can't remember. I can't remember. I'm embarrassed. Charlie Kirk thing. Governor Tim Walz, he reminds us, Governor Tim Walz, Minnesota, signed multiple laws in 2023 making Minnesota a sanctuary state for children to receive trans medical services. 2 days ago, Governor Tim Walz, false Walz, a military lying cheat turning his back on his troops, pretending he carried a weapon in war, the phony. 2 days ago, this phony dirtbag once again bragged about his state being a safe haven, unquote, for transgender people. Bragging about it. Democrat leadership responsible for fostering this radicalization, getting children killed.
Yep.
Protecting trans kids.
Here, I got the audio that Pete just sent.
Oh, here we go. Charlie Kirk sent this.
Highest per capita. Minnesota ranks the highest per capita for being a safe haven for transgender individuals in Minnesota.
Yay. Listen to him.
Can I just say, we can talk about economic growth and feeding children and growing the economy and creating jobs simultaneously with talking about everybody's human rights matters, and we shouldn't be demonized.
Oh, my God.
You can do both.
Mutilating children. They're mutilating children.
And again, they're protecting them. So and again, I can't imagine if one parent fights the other one to do this thing, the other parent's out of luck. The state will protect the kid.
Yeah.
Oh, and California, I think California did the same thing.
They protect the doctors and the hospital's ability to profit off mutilating and basically make them so they can't have kids.
Honestly, I don't know why that is ever an option. How could anything involving changing a child's physical being ever be allowed? I mean,
first,
a child ever, seriously.
Yeah, do no harm. That's the first law. And what are you telling me? You because somebody thinks it's popular and you get famous and people like you because you cut things off or add things on, and the doctor goes along with that, like that's not harming the child.
It's even worse because they're thinking they're doing the kid a favor. They're thinking you're doing everybody a favor by giving. Well, I know, but their excuse is, well, it's really this is best for the child. This will give him a better life, the life he really deserves and needs. And so they're deciding it. 9-year-old is suddenly. I mean, the whole thing is just crazy.
Yeah, well, let them get tattoos and drink and vote and drive. Then I mean. There's no difference.
Yeah, you can't get a tattoo under 18 years old without your parents' permission. I mean, it's just, the whole thing is just.
But the two things you can do: the abortion and the mutilate yourself so you can't have kids. Both basically stop humans from being born. It's the anti-human, anti-life equation going on out there. That's allowed. Those two things are allowed, but you can't get a tattoo.
Yeah.
It's self-loathing. It's anti-human. It's saying that we're the problem. There should be less of us, and that's basically what's going to collapse society, because we're not going to sustain this demographic. We're barely doing it here, and Western Europe and everybody else is completely failing at it.
And it's definitely getting worse. And in fact, that story about the Scottish girl waving the blade to keep the stalker away from her girlfriend, her little girlfriend, is making more national. It got very little coverage yesterday. It's getting a little more around the world today. And again, about what the hell's going on, especially in Europe. And it's all of it. Scotland, England, and Germany. We keep story after story. God. 4:57. And again, the mayor of Minneapolis has just come out a little while ago, and said that you have no right to be upset about use this as an excuse to condemn trannies, because this guy was a tranny, and he blamed weapons of war. Too many guns. Blamed too many guns. The only way to have no more bad things happen with guns is to take away all the guns. I'm not willing to do that. And yes, I could walk out of this building tonight and somebody could pull a gun on the sidewalk and shoot me dead right there. And unfortunately, they would have the right to do it. I mean, it would be wrong. It would be against the law. But, I could not say, therefore, every gun in America should be melted down so no one has a gun. I just don't believe that. And I'm willing to accept the responsibility that it leads to horrible things.
It's why we always walk out separately.
Exactly. and Pete has a sign that says, "It's him. It's him." It's a Kimmer over the narrow. And before, Father, we got a Flounders Funny over there. We can step in here.
We got into an argument about Caitlyn Jenner. And I get it. Look, people were insensitive in the transition process. People were like, what the hell? And then she became a woman. A lot of those same people were like, she's very pretty. That leads me to believe I got my eyebrows done. My friends would be like, you're a wuss. But if I became a woman, they'd be like, you're very brave.
Brave.
She's like, you don't get it. You're a straight white man. Caitlyn had it hard. Has she? Caitlyn Jenner has never worked a job in her life. She's been coasting off of Bruce's success her entire existence. That guy trained hard every day to give her a better life.
Sam Morril.
And by the way, Bruce Jenner, or Caitlyn Jenner, is pretty much above board about, being not having boys play girls' sports. Martina Navratilova is a gender gay. I mean, there's ways to work things out without murdering children to make your point. Good grief. All right, Holy Crap of Sports is coming up shortly. It's almost 5 o'clock. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230 if you want to join us on Hump Day. And it's cool, beautiful, sunny. What a day. And go Braves. Go Braves. I guess tomorrow we're back in action, so we'll see.
The Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station, Extra 106.3.
This is a Fox News alert. A manifesto in Minnesota on Lisa Brady, but still no confirmed motive as police investigate the deadly mass shooting at Annunciation Catholic Church in Minneapolis during a mass for students from the nearby Catholic school.
We lost 2 angels today.
School principal Matt Du Bois after 2 students ages 8 and 10 were killed, 3 elderly parishioners, and 14 students injured, including this 10-year-old survivor's friend who shielded him.
My friend Victor, he was laying on top of me, making sure I was safe, and he got hit. So that was really brave of him.
That 5th grader says they had never practiced active shooter drills in the church, only in the main school building. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara says the shooter opened fire from outside the church, targeting pews through the stained glass windows, and then committing suicide.
As to the weapons used to perpetrate this horrific attack, there was a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol. All 3 had been lawfully purchased by the shooter.
He's not confirming any potential motive, but the FBI is investigating the shooting as an act of domestic terrorism and a hate crime targeting Catholics. The shooter, identified as 23-year-old Robin Westman, who was born Robert, and court papers show had a name change as a minor, citing gender identity. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry says he's heard about a lot of hate being directed at the trans community.
Anybody
who is using this as an opportunity to villainize our trans community or any other community out there has lost their sense of common humanity.
Police confirming Westman's mother had worked at the Catholic school and that a manifesto had been posted on YouTube since taken down. President Trump earlier ordering flags to half staff in honor of the victims. America is listening to Fox News.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there's lots of places that also have it. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every single second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock specialist is going to help solve the identity theft issues, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with a promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/policy. That's ethos.com/policy.
Rates may vary. Billed monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right oblique. Ready on your dog target. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder, and you and those idiots in Minneapolis are now blaming Republicans and blaming guns and trying to protect the transsexual community from anybody feeling bad about what's been happening lately. Holy smokes. Anyway, here we go. Here's number 404-741-1230, 741-1230. You just heard the news. The latest 23-year-old guy is a boy, a man. At 17, he wanted to be a girl, changed his name. He left a manifesto, killing Trump. It was what he wanted to do. He wrote it down, the names of other shooters who do this kind of thing. Just hate-filled spewing of, and again, for what what possible end could there be in this? And by the way, let me ask you a question. Who was, where were the Democrats in control of the Democrat Party who years ago, before Biden and before Trump came down the escalator, who would have said to the Democrat Party when they started going so far left to say, now, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. There was, I mean, Kennedy and Lyndon Johnson were pretty strong leaders. Tip O'Neill, the Speaker of the House ran, Democrat power structures were one thing years and years and years ago. What happened to the fact that all of a sudden the Democrat Party has nobody of any substance whatsoever who's willing to say, now, wait a minute, everything's wrong here. You're getting it all backwards. I don't understand it. And I'm sure he never will. But anyway, this kid, he shot. Again, from outside, he blocked the doors with 2x4s, and then shot through the stained glass window of pictures of Jesus and Mary and halos and angels and disciples. I can't imagine taking a rifle, a pistol, and a shotgun, which he used all three apparently, and shooting at children praying through a stained glass window, shattering the glass of the Jesus frames of the Christianity into the praying children in the. The whole thing is just horrifying. Horrifying. And he left a video manifesto apologizing to his family and his friends. And, it's not your fault. You had nothing you could do. My God.
Go to hell.
Yeah, and then the mayor of Minneapolis actually has the balls to come out live last hour and say, well, there are too many guns in America. There's just too many guns here. This is why we have to get rid of all these guns. And you Republicans are the ones who want to keep all these guns in America. Suspected child molester Chuck Schumer called them weapons of war. Hakeem Jeffries was the first one who said, well, we got to get rid of these weapons of war. That's the reaction for the leader of the Democrat Party, or one of them, Hakeem Jeffries, who used to be the leader, the Nancy Pelosi. And his reaction was, we have to get rid of weapons of war. They were not weapons of war. You've never seen a weapon of war. You have no idea what a weapon of war is anymore. They're not, they're not 30-06s and 30-30s and AK-47s and, AR-15s. So, again, they're using the phrase to try to make it, to blame the military and the people who are in charge, are in favor of strong defense in this country and closed borders in this country, blaming us for that attitude. I mean, it's just amazing to me. And that's their first reaction. And then the second reaction was, well, you can't start blaming the tranny community now. We have to protect our tranny communities.
Yeah, you can.
Good grief. In fact, Flounder, can you find that soundbite once again? In case if you just got out of work and just joined us, Charlie Kirk sent down a soundbite a short while ago. And Flounder, can you hear me? Yeah. Can you get that Charlie Kirk thing again? Talking about reminding people about the governor of Minnesota and how he feels about this entire issue before the shooting happened.
Minnesota ranks the highest per capita for being a safe haven for transgender individuals in Minnesota. And
they're all applauding.
Can I just say, we can talk about economic growth and feeding children and growing the economy and creating jobs simultaneously with talking about everybody's human rights matters, and we shouldn't be demonizing that. You can vote.
Well,
all lives matter.
Yeah. I mean, this is the same guy who, faked having weapon of war that he supposedly carried, turned his back on his troops and the National Guard when they were going overseas to war, and he decided to run for politics. And I mean, it's one scummy thing after another. He's the guy who had the think on your neighbor tip line for people who were not wearing a mask during COVID. Minnesota's governor set up a line for you to think on your neighbors, and they did. Well, I remember hearing the sound of the neighbor. Oh, yeah, my brother, next door neighbor, Billy, he's outside. He's got no mask on. I can't believe it. And they would send the cops. Anyway. All right, 508, Kemmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230 if you want to join us. Other things go. Again, and officially there's still no motive in the shooting. 17 hurt, 2 children dead, 10 and 8 years old, praying, slaughtered through a window with doors locked with 2x4s by this psychopath. This tranny psychopath. Again, I'm really kind of surprised that there isn't somebody representing the tranny. Is there a rerepresentative of the tranny? Is there a tranny?
Yeah, Democrats.
Well, I know, but there's. You would think that there'd be a great opportunity for someone who has some leadership capacity in the tranny community, because they certainly seem to be pretty well organized when they want to have tranny shows at schools and military places and stuff. So some leader to say, wait a minute, anything. How about the LGBTQ people? Silent on this? Anyway. I don't understand.
Well, there's no money to be made. So, if there's no money to be made, they stay silent.
I would hate to think that that's it. I mean, we're talking about lives here. I mean, who could even think? Who could even think of putting a manifesto together, saying what you're going to do, and apologizing because people are going to get blamed for it? It's not your fault, but I'm going to do it anyway, and then slaughter children while they're praying. Honestly, it's the devil. By the way, you want to talk? And this story just really upset me, and how creepy this can be. And I'll get it in, but now get it over with. Stop talking about it. A guy in Wisconsin has 3 children, and I didn't see the ages, but they're like 8, 10, and 12 or something in that area. Not babies, but kids old enough to know and be in school and have friends, stuff like that. His name is Ryan Bowad or something like that. Ryan, 45 years old. And he had been married for more than 20 years, and all of a sudden, he reversed his vasectomy, applied for a replacement passport, claiming he lost his, and then he, he went on a kayak trip and left an overturned kayak and a life jacket in the water so that authorities and his family would believe that he drowned. And they never found his body. So the family he was reported missing on August 12th last year near Milwaukee on Green Lake. And they said, oh, boy, the father, they recovered his stuff. They said, well, obviously he drowned and we couldn't find him. They searched him for 8 weeks, spent $50,000 looking. 54 days after searching for his body, they discovered the father of 3 had been chatting with a Uzbekistani woman online and had faked his own death to be with her. He wanted to create a new life. He reversed his vasectomy, got a new passport, and then he opened a new bank account and transferred his money of $375,000 for a life insurance policy and all his money and disappeared. He rode an electric bicycle 70 miles to Madison, Wisconsin, caught a bus to Detroit, crossed into Canada, boarded a plane to Toronto, and flew to Paris and met his girlfriend from Uzbekistan. They spent some time together. Then the police found out he was there, and they turned him. I talked him into coming back to America. He said he faked his own death because he figured they'd stop searching for him after a while. His wife obviously divorced him. Can you imagine how are his children supposed to live ever the rest of their lives knowing this? Their father pretended he was dead so he could be with another woman? Why didn't you just, pick a fight with your wife and have her divorce you? Anything is better than pretending your children you're dead?
Is that how you do it?
Oh, my God. Well, that's how she, and when she makes your life so miserable you can't stand it anymore, give her everything. Take it. If I please, you're killing me. I mean, he could have done that.
Break up before the holidays.
Worked against me, No, seriously. How could you do that to your children? Some 12-year-old kid said, oh, Daddy, I thought he was dead. They thought their father was dead. And he just wanted to be with another woman instead of their mother. Oh, God, horrible. To your
Wouldn't you
children.
be happy your dad's not dead, but at the same time you want to kill him?
I mean, how do you get through that? And your friends and your neighbors and your kids at school? Oh, man. Anyway, 5:13. Kimmer Payne Flounder. Oh, but no sports talk here shortly. And we got more Flounder's Funnies and your calls on 106.3, the Farm of Atlanta. And otherwise a happy day other than that horrible thing there. Hump Day. Look out.
Need more than just headlines on your ride to work? It's the Morning Extra, live from 6 to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
It's a beautiful time of year with the storms and things, and the cooler temperatures and planting season. And Stovall Company, Stovall, these guys, Paul and the 2 boys, been in the family business 75 years, 11 locations, latest one up there in Canton. And I'm telling you this, they have all the plants and flowers and trees and shrubs and seeds and irrigation systems and sprinklers and boulders and rocks and things for your home, for your backyard or patio. If you're a builder or contractor, this is where you get your stuff. And again, even better, if they have something or you need something they don't have, they'll tell you where to get it, even if they lose the sale. You got to love these people. StovallInc.com.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a 3rd-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Of all the radio ads I've ever done, I only advertised one thing that I think saved my life. My CPAP machine, sleep apnea. And I found the best CPAP dealer out there ever, Roddy, at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. CPAPsETC.com. Everything you need, all the supplies, shipped anywhere at a price that often beats insurance. CPAPsETC.com. Go take a peek now.
If you've been waiting for the right time to make the switch to electric, this is it. At Jim Ellis Chevrolet, limited time incentives on select EVs are here now, but only through September 30th, 2025.
That means if you've had your eye on an electric car, this could be your last chance to save thousands of dollars.
Whether it's the all-new Chevy Blazer EV, the powerful Silverado EV, or something in between, now's the time to plug in and move forward.
Plus, at Jim Ellis Chevrolet, we make the switch easy with expert guidance, flexible financing, and a friendly team ready to help you every step of the way.
Don't wait. Visit Jim Ellis Chevrolet today or head to jimellischevrolet.com to find out more. But hurry, these savings disappear after September 30th. Jim Ellis Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, where you'll find local voices, familiar faces, and community businesses like Bubalo Medical.
Hey guys, it's Dr. Bubalo, and for 24 years, we've helped Atlanta look better, feel better, and perform their best. Our clinics provide expert care in weight loss, hair restoration, testosterone therapy, intimate health, and with our Bubalo Care membership, our patients gain access to at-cost medical services, advanced peptides, biological age tracking, and so much more. Want to know how fast you're really aging and how to turn back the clock? Give us a call at 404-998-4194 or visit mybioage.org to get started. That's mybioage.org.
Friends, it's time to take charge of your health and focus on you. There's no better time than now. And remember, Our Town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
I support PragerU because they're doing something extraordinary. They're preserving American history in digital form. You probably know how much I care about preserving truth. History means a lot to me, even more so fighting for what is right. It's a core value of mine. That is why I support PragerU. Like modern-day clay pots, they're safeguarding the truth. Truths that have been hidden away in our classrooms so our children and now grandchildren can be indoctrinated with progressive ideals to destroy our republic. PragerU videos reach millions of people every single day, especially young people, and they're changing minds at scale, and I've seen it. I've talked to the kids. I've talked to my kids about it. It works. If you want to make an impact on the next generation, this month is the best time to support PragerU. Every single dollar you give will be matched in August. My foundation, Mercury One, has already donated, so join me. Go to PragerU.com/Glenn and donate. PragerU.com/Glenn. Your gift is going to be matched dollar for dollar until the end of August, so give as much as you can. PragerU.com/Glenn.
It would become Eastman Kodak, but on this day, the Eastman Dry Plate Company of New York in 1889 came up with the first celluloid roll of film. 1889. Now sponsored by RBM of Atlanta. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Well, Braves could only score one run Monday night in Game 1 in Miami. Since then, they've scored 23 runs in 2 games down there.
Yeah.
Braves take the rubber game 12-1 over the Marlins this afternoon. Jurickson Profar started it off with a line drive homer in the top of the first. He then homered later in the game. In fact, the last run of the game, Ozzie Albies, his second 3-run homer in the last 2 games. He also had a 2-run double and 5 RBIs. Here's how the homer sounded.
And Ozzie smokes one deep down the right field line to the pole, and he banged it off the foul pole. Ozzie wreaking havoc on another fastball. It's a 3-run home run, and the Braves are pounding the Marlins 6-0 in the third.
Ben Ingram on Sister Station 680 The Fan. Michael Harris II, a 2-run homer with 3 RBIs. Joey Wentz improves to 5-4, going 6 2/3 innings. Gave up 4 hits, allowed just 1 run, and Hunter Stratton finished the game and pitched well. Braves manager Brian Snitker ejected. He was objecting to the umpire's decision to warn both benches after Ronald Acuna Jr. was hit by a pitch.
Yeah.
The benches cleared when Acuna objected to his left arm guard being hit by Ryan Gusto's 93-mile-per-hour sinker in the 3rd inning. The plunking occurred just 1 pitch after Matt Olson hit a 2-run homer deep into right center.
Yeah.
Acuna took a couple steps toward the mound, and he was corralled toward first base. Both the bullpens emptied, but nobody touched anyone. The Marlins have a history of throwing at Ronald's head. They've hit Acuna with a pitch 9 times during his career. No other team has plunked him more than 5 times.
And also, when they go for your hands, when they're going for your wrist and your hands, I mean, that could end your career.
That's when
headhunting is one
Major
thing,
League
but
Baseball
that's
should step in when they're doing that to one of your superstars.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's just stupidity. When the umpire gave both sides a warning, though, Snicker got tossed expressing his displeasure, which is true.
That's good.
Last night, Braves exploded for 9 runs in the top of the 9th in Miami to blow out the Marlins 11-2. Hurston Waldrop improved to 5-0. His ERA still under 1, going 5 1/3 innings, gave up 8 hits and just 1 run. Tyler Kinley, the winning relief. Braves now just 1 game behind the third-place Marlins in the East and 10.5 out of the last National League wildcard spot. Bravos now off for a 4-game set in Philly starting tomorrow night. Former Braves starter Eric Fetty signed with the Brewers. Don't know why. Falcons down to their 53-man roster. Actually, 52, so they're going to add one more, I guess. Younghoe Koo is still your place kicker, so I know he's a big favorite of yours.
Oh, yeah. I hope he does great this year.
And quarterback Easton Stick was released back into the wild, so they only have 2 quarterbacks at the moment. Starter Michael Penix Jr. and millionaire backup Kirk Cousins.
Oh, boy.
And a few minutes ago, they just released the list of their practice squad, which they named today. Easton Stick is now back on, but he's on the practice squad, and kicker Lenny Krieger on it as well. Chiefs receiver Rashee Rice has accepted a 6-game suspension. He violated the NFL's personal conduct policy. He will start the suspension at the beginning of the season. Let's see, he got involved in a crash, multi-car crash in Dallas, left a lot of people injured during the 2024 offseason. Former NFL running back Le'Veon Bell says he hated playing for the former Jets head coach Adam Gase so much.
Yeah, how much, I wonder?
He once missed a game so he could go bowling.
Good grief.
That's so much. And Chipotle is in the NIL business, I think, again.
Oh, boy.
Every scholarship and walk-on student athlete at Georgia, Florida, and Ohio State will receive a special customized Chipotle card, granting them 1 free entree per week for 15 weeks. Everybody who's not an athlete gets 2 free. Let's hope they don't eat it right before the game. Those silver britches could be in trouble there. You know?
Yeah. Oh, here.
94% of Florida student athletes consider Chipotle to be one of their top 3 favorite restaurants.
You know, I don't think I've ever been to a Chipotle.
Well, they invented jorts down there, so that doesn't surprise. But before you Bulldog fans start laughing, nearly 80% of University of Georgia student athletes consider Chipotle an important part of their training regimen.
Good grief. I've never been there.
I've been there once at Telco Hills. I went there.
They make their guacamole right there or something. Is that what they're known for? They have like salad guacamole things.
The
and
Mexican
stuff.
peanut butter?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, more beans, Mr. Taggart?
I believe you've had enough.
Bill Belichick's company has just applied to trademark the term gold digger. You sure about that? You sure about that?
Are you
if
serious?
You're going to make money on it. Let's do it.
Oh, my God, for his girlfriend. Holy smokes.
After just 4 seasons of stampeding across Folsom Field in Boulder, Colorado, Ralphie the 6th is hanging up her hooves.
I saw that.
University of Colorado announced today, or yesterday, its live mascot, 5-year-old bison named Ember, has officially retired from her role of leading the Buffalo's football team onto the field, one of the great traditions of college football. I always hope she'll break free of her restraints and charge into the stands, but it's yet to happen. Unfortunately, Ember had quite the opposite intentions of charging. She has a lack of enthusiasm for cardio, is how they're saying it.
Doesn't really like working out that much.
School released a statement reading, due to an indifference to running, typical of many mammals, both four-legged and two-legged, it was determined that it was in Ember's best interest, based on her disposition, to focus on relaxing strolls on the pasture, which is her favorite hobby. Sounds a lot like me, actually. Out there.
That's pretty cool, actually, when they put it that way.
She's going to join her predecessor, Ralphie the 5th, otherwise known as Blackout, and a well-earned retirement on the ranch. That's right. Yeah, she's going to a ranch upstate.
Yeah, we're going to play with her friends. I sure see.
Yeah, she'll be at Ted's Montana Grill any minute now.
She'll get to run around all she wants and play with it.
For the time being, Coach Prime, the football field, going to take the field without a Ralphie. Training has begun, though, for her successor, Ralphie the 7th. Not quite ready yet. Colorado opens up its season at home against Georgia Tech on Friday. Listen to the game right here on Extra 106.3. See how I worked that in there? And then
you did. This could be a fun weekend of college football, all right.
Of course it is.
Hey,
of course
boy.
it is.
Yes, indeedy.
Fun fact. Despite being the face of the Buffaloes, Ralphie is not actually a Buffalo.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. A bison's not a buffalo?
North American bison.
Yeah.
Bison have large humps on their shoulders and bigger heads than buffalo. They also have beards and thick coats, which they shed in the spring and early summer. Why the confusion? Blame it again on those European colonizers.
Yeah, there you go.
They mistook the buff-colored hides of bison for actual buffalo, which are native to Africa and Asia, and the nickname stuck. The Lakota people call them Tatanka.
Tatanka, I remember that.
We call it maize.
Ah.
Female bison are smaller, less aggressive, easier to manage than their male counterparts. They can weigh up to 2,000 pounds, the males, and be a real pain in the ass to wrangle on game day.
Well, there you are. Have you ever seen a live buffalo in the wild?
Oh, I've touched one. There
Yeah, me too.
What is it? What's the one out there? The geyser.
Yellowstone.
Yeah, but what's the name of that?
Old Faithful.
Old Faithful, yeah. They wander amongst you.
Yeah.
And there was one that was right beside me, so I touched it. You're not supposed to,
No,
but it was right there.
Yeah, cool.
The Ralphie tradition began in 1966. Why do they call him Ralph? Because that's the sound the animal made while running.
Ralph.
Yes. Tatanka live typically 15 to 25 years in the wild and could be 30 in captivity. Keegan Bradley did not call his own name today for the United States Ryder Cup team. He's decided not to be the event's first playing captain in 62 years. Bradley named Justin Thomas, Colin Murakawa, Ben Griffin, Cameron Young, Patrick Cantlay, and Sam Burns as his 6 captains picks for next month's Ryder Cup at Bethpage Black in Long Island. Despite having a legitimate case to make the squad, Bradley decided a while ago I was not playing, adding he had finalized the U.S. roster earlier this week. Would have been the first Ryder Cup playing captain since
Arnold Palmer.
1963 at East Lake. The 39-year-old Bradley finished 11th in the Ryder Cup standings this season. The 8th best American in the world rankings, has won twice in the last year or so against the best players. Only Scotty Scheffler has more PGA Tour wins.
Yeah, and he had Keegan had a chance at East Lake this past weekend too. He was right in there until the very end.
Former tennis poser Anna Kournikova is 44 years old now.
That's fine with me. That's cool. That's fine.
She's
Whatever
also
you want.
pregnant.
Oh God! Oh!
Yeah, someone got to her before you did.
Oh, jeez.
Today in sports
not
history,
the way I was waiting. Oh,
August 27th. Don't go there. 19. What kind of crack was that?
I didn't say anything.
All right. 1946. At a committee formed to study integration.
Yeah, integration. Yeah.
Boston Red Sox owner, and I say Boston owner, Tom Yawkey.
Integration?
delivered its secretive report during the owners' meeting defending the covert color barrier in pro baseball. The reasons cited include a black person's lack of fundamentals and skills, and the fear of white fans not going to games if black players brought in minorities to the ballpark.
This is Boston. Yeah, Boston.
But all the racism was tied up here in the South.
Oh, the Southern
all were
racists.
told in the history books and all the movies.
Well, you got George Wallace and all,
Never anything above Virginia.
Well, no.
1951. A prolonged delay occurs at Olean's New York Bradner Stadium when something refuses to leave the infield during a game between Batavia and the hometown Oilers. After the minor leaguers try to shoo the crepuscular mammal away, the players run off the field with the uninvited guests staying put for an hour before moving on, allowing the game to resume, albeit with a lot fewer fans in the stands. For what Jay has in the box, what mammal was it?
Skunk.
A skunk.
Was it?
You're absolutely
I'll
right.
be
A
damned.
skunk. Oh, okay. You're on top. Okay. You won the $500, but you can triple that to $1,500.
I'll take the chance, Alex.
All right. For what Carol Merrill has between door number 3.
Yeah, number 3. What
does the word crepuscular mean?
It means that you have red corpuscles in your bloodstream. Oh, sorry. No.
No. Yeah, like skunks.
Skunks
have red. Yeah,
red.
that's
well,
okay.
That's what
It means they're only active at dawn and dusk.
I have never heard that before.
Crepuscular.
How do you spell the first part of it? C-R-E-W or what?
C like cat, R like red, and E like earth.
C-R-E. Crepuscular? I've never heard that.
I know. Well, there you are. But now you learned something.
Well, Well, we're not quite done yet, Pete Davis, 5:30. We'll get done in a second here, though. We got a couple of sports birthdays and a little thing coming up here with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. Recap of the new. More about the one of the guys mentioned in the Minneapolis tranny killers video is saying, "Now wait a minute, leave me the hell out of this." So that's coming up. More of the latest update. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on your Hump Day on 106.3 at the Farm of Atlanta, right there.
The Kimmer Show is live until 6 p.m. and Extra 106.3 has the rest of your night covered with Jesse Kelly up next. Fox Across America with Jimmy Fela at 9 p.m. and The Guy Benson Show at midnight. All live on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Yeah, I get the biggest kick out of going through stuff that there's stuff that I'm keeping in my Atlanta safe house is safe because, the other day I found my father's old ID card things from the 1950s. Just little simple tricks. Also, my dog tags, for example. Well, now if something happens to me, and it will at some point, my kids know where to go and what to do for my medical records, my living will. I mean, got to keep this stuff someplace safe and sound. Atlanta Safe House has the answer. They have all kinds of safes, and for the rest of the month, don't forget, big time sales because Browning has got rebates that'll knock your socks off. Rebates for Browning safes. And also don't forget, you don't pay any. Gun safes, holy smokes. They have a showroom in Akron on Industrial Boulevard, and they can show you they have almost 200 up there right now. They also have, special wall safes. They have a special biometric electronic locks. They have file organizers and jewelry drawers and barrel racks for long guns and bows and arrows and stuff. I mean, they got it all. They can rent you a safe. They can fix your safe. They can change your master reset code. They protect your stuff like they protect your rights. Look them up. Don't forget Browning rebates of Babanga, AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers. Looking for the right tools, equipment, and expert advice for your next project? Head over to Howard Brothers. They've got the brands you depend on and the people who know their stuff. With locations across North Georgia and a team that's always ready to help, Howard Brothers is your go-to for outdoor power, service, hardware, and more. Stop by today or visit howardbrothers.com and find your local one-stop shop for all of your projects. The grass is always greener and projects are easier when you take care of it with Howard Brothers.
Join Daniel Madelon, CEO of A Second Chance Bail Bonds, and co-host Tug Cowart as they bring together law enforcement, justice insiders, and voices from every part of the justice system, victims, advocates, and people who've turned their lives around. It's an honest talk about what's working, what's broken, and how to build a better path forward, one second chance at a time. This week's guests are FBI Special Agent in Charge Paul Brown and FBI Special Agent Charles Orgbon Jr. Justice Unfiltered. Unfiltered, informed, and unbiased.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
A company that has been trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years has already done their hometown homework, like having the very best people, fair, honest pricing, exceptional customer service, and a focus on high-quality work. That's us. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Sometimes new isn't better, like out-of-town home improvement companies invading Atlanta with their inflated pricing and subpar work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 SeasonsGarages.com.
When you buy a Subaru from Subaru of Gwinnett, you're buying more than a vehicle. You're buying safety for your family and something that will last a long, long time. In other words, you're buying trust. For a limited time, you can celebrate amazing offers on the all-new Forester, Crosstrek, or Outback during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, now through September 2nd. And you'll love more than just your new Subaru. You'll love the dedicated staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. With some of the best service specials in the area and a team you know you can trust, you'll ride with peace of mind knowing that Subaru of Gwinnett has your back. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event, you'll find the Subaru model you've always dreamed about at a price that makes that dream come true. But you need to get in by September 2nd to take advantage. We'll make it easy. Just start with the test drive, and before you know it, you'll be in the Subaru you love. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com, then stop by on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth. SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-690-6464. That's 800-690-6464. Again, that's 800-690-6464.
The Morning Extra, starting your day the right way. Weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m.
I think Obama is much more important to white liberal cat ladies. He's much more important to the 20%.
They are acting like this is a non-story.
Non-story, like it doesn't even exist.
Yeah, like there's a volcano going on. No, there's not. There's a tornado. Nope.
What tornado do you speak of? The one behind my house?
Yeah.
Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station is Extra 106.3.
Now, I've never heard of this group called the Floaters. 1977, the Floaters, number one in Britain on the singles chart with Float On. My name is Charles.
Hey, Charles.
Charles, nice to meet you.
Chuck?
You were the Floaters, are you? Hey, Chucky Chuck Charles. The only British hit for the one soul funk act from Detroit, one-hit wonders, the Floaters. Big hit in Britain, 1977. Got soulful, soul funk, baby. All right, sir.
To be honest, I left him on the page when I printed it out and started highlighting. I was like, oh, I'll keep him on there, I guess.
Well, it's just sound. I mean, they had a hit. It's some music, and you're the music director, so you certainly did the right thing. Let's see. A couple of sports birthdays here, Pete Davis. Bernhard Langer, the German golfer, is 68 today. Still playing great golf, by the way. Also, the great Khali, 53, the WWE star, played the enormous Indian guy in Get Smart, MacGruber, and Adam Sandler's version of Longest Yard. The great Khali, 53. Sergeant Slaughter, the old school WWF star, G.I. Joe action figure, innovator of the Cobra Clutch. Sergeant Slaughter is 77 years old today. And on this day in 1982, Ricky Henderson of the Oakland A's stole 4 bases in one game. 1982, 4 steals, and that broke Lou Brock's record of 118 steals in one season. Ricky Henderson ended the season in 1982 with 130 stolen bases. Henderson retired in 2003. Wow, it's a good 21-year career. And after he stole those 4 bases, he retired 21 years later. Man, that's unbelievable. Ricky Henderson, what a... I forgot how... I mean, he was really... He just went. He just did it. He just went.
Greatest leadoff hitter ever, probably.
Has to be, I would think. I'm trying to think of who else. I mean, historically for that...
pretty good.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I think... I never got to see him. I almost never saw him play. He just played for the wrong team. Unless he was on
television.
I just didn't do it. One more, a little quick sports thing here, too, if you don't mind. One more thing. Since we're talking about trannies and things like that, it was on this day that Renee Richards was barred from the U.S. Open Tennis Championships. Now it's not letting me open up the file. The Tennis Association barred Renee Richards from the U.S. Open as a woman. They said she had to pass a chromosome test. She failed, sued, and won the right a year later to compete because of the New York Supreme Court. She was born a guy, a four-sport athlete in school, especially in tennis, went to Yale, captained the men's Yale team, graduated from University of Rochester Medical Center as an ophthalmologist, played professional tennis in fact, as a man in the U.S. Open semifinals in 1972, but he underwent a gender-affirming surgery in 1975, wanted to play tennis. The sport said no. The New York Supreme Court judge said, a husband and father finds it necessary for his own mental sanity to undergo a sex reassignment. The unfounded fears and misconceptions of defendants must give way to the overwhelming medical evidence that this person is now female. Well, Richards retired from tennis at 47. And again, this tranny case today of this kid killed him. Man, he was 23. He killed himself after he slaughtered two kids shooting through the stained glass window of a church after barring the doors so they couldn't get out with 2x4s. And now, he released a 20-minute video manifesto where I haven't heard it. I've heard that he said in it that he apologized. He felt bad. He didn't want his family to suffer. He didn't want his friends to suffer. He said nobody did this. Nobody's responsible but me. So he kind of came clean about it. But he also did something that made one other guy speak out. A man named in that shooter's disturbing video. Let's see. Brandon Herrera is a Second Amendment activist and a Republican congressional candidate. He said, I'm horrified by this motivated attack on innocent children, disgusted that my name came out of this demon's mouth. Mm-hmm. I meet thousands of people every year at the show in Las Vegas. I don't remember this individual, nor does anyone there recognize him at all. I'm making myself fully available to the FBI and other law enforcement agencies. He's coordinating friends in law enforcement, see how he can help the It happened because the scumbag accused of shooting the two kids, killing them, and wounding 17 others at the church school. Let's see. During the video, this guy used the name Robin Westman, pretending to be a girl, showed clips with names of killers on him and killed Donald Trump and so forth. During the filming, he said, Brandon Herrera for president. Yeah, I met Brandon Herrera at the SHOT Show last year. He and I had a brief conversation. We agreed on a lot of things, so y'all should vote for Brandon Herrera for president. SHOT Show is an acronym for Shooting, Hunting, Outdoor Trade, annual show in Vegas. A spokesman for the show said, no, wait a minute now. He claims he was there. They verified his name is not among the attendees or any other year. Anyway, so this guy is saying, now, wait a minute. My heart goes out to the family, those affected, but to the shooter, I have one thing to say in response. F you, burn in hell. God, and I mean, this is just the whole thing is just incredible. It's hard to believe. And again, the first words out of the Democrats' mouths, Hakeem Jeffries said, we need to get rid of these weapons of war. First of all, there's no such thing there's no such weapons of war that you've ever seen. That's not true anymore. They just like to say it because it sounds horrible, as though we have weapons of war running around for people everywhere. And the first thing they did was blame guns, blame Republicans for allowing too many guns in America, blaming weapons of war. And then they're saying, and by the way, for the record, they're blaming us and they're blaming weapons of war. The people to blame are the Democrats. The Democrat Party started this slide into socialism and wokeness years ago, and all of a sudden we're at the point now. Pete has mentioned this before. We'll mention it again. The Psychiatrist Association says trannyism is the only mental illness where they're demanding that America America condone it as though it's just normal behavior. And we're not supposed to react to it. The only mental illness that we're supposed to say, it's okay. It's really not a thing to worry about.
Play along with their game.
Yeah.
It's your game. I don't have to play along with it.
And once again, the Democrats are now saying, the mayor of Minneapolis once again said this is no excuse to try to condemn transsexuals in this country anymore.
Well, quit killing kids.
Yeah. And stop having your, tranny shows at military bases and schools and colleges and nursery schools.
Narcissistic, cowardly murderers.
Right. It's a mental illness. And again, we're all in favor of helping people with mental illness. But this isn't. I mean, please. The first thing it's your damn fault. You led to this. And again, Minnesota's a place where they have tranny availability changing surgery and medical treatment for children in Minnesota because of their governor. I mean, we're supposed to. Now, that should be eliminated right now. I mean, what more do you need? It's evidence of leading to murder of children.
Minnesotans are the proof that education doesn't necessarily make you a smarter person.
I mean, look at the
no
facts.
common sense.
In fact, Pete, we're going to take a break here. It's 5:45. When we come back, would you read that list again? Libs of TikTok. Excuse me. When we come back, wait till you hear this, and then you tell us that you think the problem with trannies is gun control in America and too many weapons of war. We'll check that out here in a second. 5:45 already. Kim, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We got another Flounder's Funny, and your calls and everything else are until 6 o'clock. All right, look out.
Stream Atlanta's only conservative voice anywhere you go with the Extra 106.3 app. Now equipped with Apple CarPlay. That means you'll always have Extra's crystal clear HD stream right on your dashboard no matter where you are. Download the all-new Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
You've worked hard to save, and many even have a financial advisor. But is your portfolio as efficient as it can be? I'm here today with Evan Ward of Atlas Retirement, where our listeners can get a second opinion on their retirement savings. So, Evan, tell folks the biggest benefits of getting that second look.
Well, it's clarity. It's confidence. And I had a client come in the other day, and she thought, and she is, exceptionally conservative financially. And that's the way she had told her financial advisor to investors. She thought she was paying very little in fees. We came into the full review of her portfolio. She was taking a great deal of risk, so much so that she, in a good market, was down like 15, 20%. But then the thing that really put her over the top, the thing that she had no idea is she was paying about 4.5% a year in fees. It was an outrageous kick in the teeth to her. But the good news is there are ways to fix that problem pretty quickly and get you in line with what you actually thought you had.
Second opinions obviously are important, Evan, and as is reviewing what you have in place, right? You don't want to set it and forget it. You don't want to put a retirement plan together and just think, okay, now I'm good for the future, right?
Well, the way I view retirement and retirement plans is they're living, breathing things. Because the one thing I can promise you, I can promise me, and I can promise every single person that walks in our office is life will throw you curveballs. Things will change, and we've got to adapt with them. So if we aren't having annual reviews, and as you get closer to retirement even more so, we have to adapt and build from there.
If you'd like a second opinion when it comes to your savings and investments, call Atlas Retirement for a complimentary second opinion today. That number is 678 678-736-7799. That's 678-736-7799. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
So the outside of your house is getting a little ugly, kind of like the outside of the Kimmer, I know. Well, here you go, Peach State Windows. I worked with Jeff, the owner, and his wife 25 years ago. Family business. She'll probably answer the phone. Energy Star, double hung vinyl windows, perfect fit. Or siding, holy cow, all the top brands like Hardy Plank that I got 25 years ago. Sales to fit your budget, Peach State Windows. Sure, but so much more than windows too. Entry doors, roof issues, they'll take care of all that stuff. 770-485-8011, peachstatewindows.com.
Hey, it's Los. We're here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, I've learned a lot about this car buying process from you. Is that typical of most of the clients you've worked with?
Yeah, I'm finding out it's even more typical. I mean, people are learning more and more, and maybe it's because I overload them with information because I want to be able to sleep at night. I want to make sure you know everything.
Do I have to have a particular make and model in mind when I call you, or is it just open to anything I want?
It's open. I can get any make, any year, any model.
I might be looking to trade in my vehicle. Can you accommodate that as the honest car guy?
For sure. I mean, we love it when people want to trade in cars because honestly, it's best for you to trade in the car. Why? Because you get a tax savings.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the honest car guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
I'm walking. I'm walking over to Blueberry Hill, I think. Fats Domino. 1955, on this day, Fats Domino's Ain't That a Shame peaked at number 10 on the U.S. pop chart, the first R&B song to hit the top 10 ever. 1955, Fats Domino. 3 weeks later, Pat Boone's cover of the song made number 1. Oh, that's hard to believe. Well, I could see that. Fats Domino did it, made in the top 10 in 1955. 3 weeks later, Pat Boone covered the song, made it number 1. Fats Domino's version, became more popular, bringing his music to the mass market a half dozen years after he first recorded it. Well, pretty cool. Fats Domino. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? A couple of birthdays here left over. Oh, I had the little hot for this little sweetie, Tuesday Weld. She seemed a little freaky to me all the time, but I loved her. On Dobie Gillis, holy moly, she was the sex kitten Thalia Menninger on The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis. Did you ever see that, Pete? You were old enough to remember Dobie Gillis, I'll bet you, are you? Oh, he's off, Flounder.
Reruns. I saw.
Oh, rerun. Flounder, did you ever see Many Lives of Dobie Gillis, the old black and white TV show?
I've heard of it, but I don't think I ever saw a full episode.
That's right. And when I say it's only me, it's only the Kimmer, right? That because of Maynard G. Krebs would go to the door and knock on the door, and Dobie Gillis' father would open the door and says, "Oh, it's only you, Maynard." And I remember that, and I said, "Oh, it's only me, it's only the Kimmer," and that's where I got that. Honest to God, from 1955 or something.
It's what I got was good stuff, Maynard.
Isn't that amazing? That silly show from Anyway, Tuesday Weld is 82. Tuesday Weld had a drinking problem when she was 10. She admitted that she started having sex when she was 11 and tried to kill herself when she was 12. Before she became the Many Loves of Dobie Gillis girl, she was also in Pretty Poison and The Cincinnati Kid. And Tuesday was just really, really a different-looking actress. 82 years old and turned herself around, and so God bless her. I'm happy for her. A couple of quick history things here. And let's see. On this day, I'll bet Pete Davis knows all about the Peloponnesian War on this day in 413 BC. Yes, the Athenians were afraid to move their forces from Syracuse in their war, the Peloponnesian War, for 27 days because there was an eclipse of the moon. And they got scared, and they didn't want to move any of their forces. So the enemies, the Syracusans, used this to their advantage and defeated the entire Athenian fleet and army. because of the eclipse of the moon delayed him for 27 days in 413 BC.
Is that the one where supposedly that famous scientist had the solar disk set up and had basically hit the ships with fire by heating them up?
I don't
with
know.
Mirrors?
I don't know. I don't know. There's so many things.
Pythagoras or somebody, Alchimedes or somebody. I forget.
I think I don't that somewhere back in there. I can't get it up. Also, this is kind of bizarre. I love how this turned out. In 1665 in America, the first ever play was staged in America at the Folks Tavern in Virginia. One critic saw this play was called The Bear and Ye Cub. A reviewer saw it and said it was so bad, it got such a terrible review that they were charged with performing. What?
There was the first play, but they already had a critic.
Already had a reviewer. Already had a critic. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. 1665, The Bear and Ye Cub at Folks Tavern in Virginia. A critic gave it a bad review, resulted in them being charged with performing a play showing forth profane. They were forced to perform their play before the court, and the judge ruled the play was not only not blasphemous because of the fact that it was entertaining and really good. So the judge dismissed the charges and then fined the art critic for wasting the court's time.
Yes, thank you. It's only acting.
Exactly.
My boy.
1665. I mean, the first American play critic. And a critic and a judge. I mean, what a story.
First critic.
Anyway. 556. Cracker Barrel is offered well, actually, they never made an apology. They just said, we heard you and we're changing the logo back to the old logo. But if they don't change the peg game and go back to the original Cracker Barrel stuff they're known for, rocking chairs and, country curtains and stuff like that, and the peg game making fun of you when you screw it up, then they haven't changed anything except the logo, which wouldn't be that much. Let's see, 556 already hook out. Nancy Mace is blasting. She's had 2 town meetings in South Carolina. She's running for governor. The Congresswoman Nancy Mace, this little boy, she's a troublemaker for the Dems. And she was at an event in Greensville and then again one next door in Spartansburg and 2 different towns in the same day. She said people are screaming. The same protesters show up at both events. The same liberal protesters screaming about Donald Trump making our country safer and our capital safer, everywhere safer by deporting the bad guys. And Nancy Mace says, you know what? If I could put the National Guard on the corner of every Home Depot every morning at 6 a.m., I'd do it. Some of you hate our country. You hate our state as well. And by the way, these are the same people who lead to stuff like this. The Al Jazeera Constitution newspaper, their headline, will Atlanta be spared from Trump's takeover of cities? Trump's not taking over cities. But here, listen to this. Democrat-led cities with black mayors are at the top of the president's list for federal intervention. They're saying Donald Trump is going after black mayors. Donald Trump's going after crime-ridden cities, and guess what? The crime-ridden cities of Baltimore, Chicago, New York, Atlanta, and Washington, D.C. are black-led mayors.
By the way, I'd like to apologize on behalf of the Kimmer Show to the good people of Greenville and Spartanburg. We call it Greensville and Spartansburg.
Oh, I put an S in there somewhere. I'm so sorry.
Both cities you mispronounced.
There's probably a good reason for it. Well, it's the end of the day. I love it. In fact, I have a great story about Greenville with a friend of mine, George Cobb, the golfer, whose father was the golf architect for the Masters and a lot of other places, too. That's where the first place I got caught and had to go to jail and spend the night in jail.
Tomorrow.
Anyway, tomorrow. All right, so 5:58. Kimmer, Pete, and Flower. Flower's funny. One more.
You know the old people, man. Because the new old people that are coming are going to be the worst old people we've ever had. Got some terrible old people coming, man. 50 years from now, old people now still have stories. You ever sit with an old person and look at their photos? Every photo's got a story. What's this, Grandma? Here is a picture of your great-grandfather standing beside Charles Lindbergh before he flew across the Atlantic. First ever transatlantic flight in history. That's an amazing story. Can you imagine listening to stories of old people's photos 50 years from now? How terrible that experience is going to be? What's this, Grandma? Here is a picture of my breakfast. What's our breakfast? And here are some shoes I once thought about buying. And here is the wing of a plane. And here is the weather forecast. And here is a picture of your great-grandmother staring at herself in the bathroom mirror. And here are 12 more of that exact same photo.
Who's that, Flounder?
That is Mr. LaChan Patterson.
Well, boys, tomorrow's Thursday. Let her rip. Anything almost goes, and we'll double rip it on Friday. Anyway, Christine, sing me home, baby. I gotta go. You're killing me. Look out. Grover, too. Herp, look out.
The Morning Extra. Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 1063.
For the victims of this morning's shooting at Annunciation Catholic Church in Minneapolis.
An 8-year-old and 10-year-old were killed inside the church. 17 others were injured, including 14 children. They are all expected to survive. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara says the suspect is 23-year-old Robin Westman. He would not confirm if the suspect had a relationship to the church or school.
We're also aware of a manifesto that the shooter had timed to be released on YouTube. This manifesto appeared to show him at the scene and included some disturbing writings.
O'Hara said the 3 guns the shooter used were legally purchased recently and that more firearms were being recovered at other homes they are searching. While O'Hara would not confirm this, court documents revealed Westman changed names from Robert to Robin in 2019.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. FBI Director Kash Patel said on X that the shooting is being investigated as an act of domestic terrorism and a hate crime targeting Catholics. President Trump has ordered flags at the White House and all federal buildings and military posts flown at half-staff through Sunday in honor of the victims. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser says using federal resources in the district has helped cut down on violent crime.
For carjackings, the difference between this period, this 20-day period of this federal surge and last year represents a 87% reduction in carjackings in Washington, D.C.
But she says there are some concerns, saying that they're what she called a break in trust